Hey, Raven. Hey, Sierra. I'm gonna be a few minutes. I'm doing okay. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Millie. Ethan. I don't know. I don't know if that's the best way to find a thick Democrat goth mommy, but it's a bold approach, I suppose. What's the prompt today? I think we're gonna do a mental health check-in day. We're gonna bring up friendlies. Um, Probably some miscellaneous stuff. No TikTok live. Yeah, I gotta set up for it. Hey, Tweenie. Okay. I need to. This is what I need to do. I need to. Hey, Denise. I'm doing all right. Do you need to go live on Twitch before you can set up TikTok? I need to go live on YouTube before I can go live on TikTok. Now, I could have this what I'm doing right now. I could have done off stream, but I figured why not let TikTok and Twitch view the setup process. Um, but I definitely don't want to go live on TikTok without my prompt ready. Just curious, I've never done multi-streaming. Oh yeah, so whatever the main stream is. So on my OBS, my main stream is YouTube. I can't go live on TikTok before I go live on YouTube because I need the virtual camera to be on, and I can't um, go live if the virtual camera is already on. It needs to be off when I go live. Hey, Dr. Jace. That's the only reason. I think any other reason I would be able to go live on TikTok first or YouTube first or interchangeable, but the virtual camera needs to be off when I go live on YouTube. And if the virtual camera's off, then I can't go live on TikTok with that camera. Or, I mean, it'll just be like an OBS waiting screen. Hey, Megan. How's my mic, everybody? I raised the gain a little bit. I was watching the VOD from last night, and like, whenever I did this, my voice would like peter out. Sounds good to me. Okay, cool. Hey, Danger. Okay, so this right here. I need to make it small enough that it doesn't get cut off on TikTok. Because people with iPhones on TikTok, it cuts off like the whole left side. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Ice Cold. How's everyone doing now that science, human rights, and law don't matter? I've been better, Dr. Jace. I've been better. Okay, I think we can get rid of this now. I could also. The left needs to buy a ton of guns. I actually don't entirely disagree with that. I'm not really a gun fan, but That's a good reason for that. Um, what I could do is I could actually make the tonight one a separate one, so it's a little bit bigger. Sorry if this is boring, y'all. Hey, man. Yeah, like aside from the fact that guns are like usually not necessary and lead to a ton of unnecessary death, they also ruined like storytelling forever. So like any movie now either has to be any like action movie now either has to be unrealistic in terms of people missing with guns. It has to somehow explain away the existence of guns, or guns are going to be a big part of it. Frankly, guns ruined Taken 2. I don't know if y'all watched Taken 1. I love that movie. Taken 2, dog shit because of guns. Okay. Alignment center. Okay, let's see. Bring this down. I want that to be bigger than the rest. And I also actually, hold on. You know what? I'm putting this back up. I'm still setting up. And then I also don't want this to be black. Background opacity 100% and color red. What color should we do for this? Ignore the setting up. Setting up's going to be gone. What color should we do for this part? Blue? No. Blue is a calming color. Hey, Lindsay. Blue or green? Okay. Is this blue? I feel like this blue isn't calming enough. I like this blue. Ooh, never mind. Never mind. Take that back. This blue. Still kind of bright. Okay, we'll just go with that. I'm gonna make it a little smaller. I need if once I start on TikTok, if the screen is cut off, please let me know. Um Also, I think I need hold on. No. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good. Mic's good. Caption. No misspellings. Is the apostrophe before the S or after? Is it Valentine's Day, like belonging to Valentine? Or is it Valentine's Day, like it's the day of Valentine's? I'm running it. Possessive. Okay, cool. It's odd that you see camera on the right side. Oh, this right here? Is this what you're talking about, David? Um, so the reason for that is that this was the easiest way I found. The patience meter is missing. I'm not gonna do a patience meter today. The easiest way I found to pull up like hold on a second before I leak the wrong thing. Okay. The easiest um the easiest way that I found to pull up Chrome is like that. So that I don't have to pull it up on both horizontal and vertical. Right? I can just and I could, so this is what I had. I had it so that it would cut off perfectly in that you wouldn't see the top of the camera right there. The problem is that sometimes I need to make Chrome bigger because people can't see on TikTok. And if I make Chrome bigger and I don't have this little shred of camera, then what happens is YouTube and Twitch won't be able to see the whole Chrome tab. It'll be cut off. So it's a trade-off. It's, do we want a little bit of camera here? Or do we want to sometimes miss out on what the Chrome tab is? Now, the actual answer is I need to be able to multitask and just open Chrome on both the horizontal and the vertical. But I tried doing that, and it made me want to quit being alive. So this is where we're at right now. Okay, I think we're ready to start the TikTok live. Hey, Feromix. Hey, Arya. Hey, Dirks. Hey, Tuffy. All right. I'm starting it right now. Want our battle debates? I don't know. Maybe later tonight. Who knows? Oh, Mim, I'm sorry. it's gonna um it's gonna be tough to keep that streak going, but I will do my best. Okay. All right, just went live on TikTok. Hey, Joe. Well, let's turn Angela on just for a bit. Hey, Anastasia. Howdy, Homac. Hey, Emily. Hey, Christina. You are late, Dan. Who is she? She's, you know who she is? She's bad time management. That's who she is, KP. Hey, Shui. Hey, Alex. Hey, Neely. Hey, Skitch. Here from YouTube. Hey, Arya. Hey, Emily. Hey, Hamlet. Hey, Antoine.
Can I only resub to you on PC?
Yes, I believe so. Until they do something about this TikTok ban.
Why is our government moving like the Gorosei? Where is our Luffy? Here from Twitch.
Um,
Love you, Dan.
that's a really good question.
Hey, Dan.
Love you too. Hey, Alexis. You should feel special. I left my other fave live streamer. I do feel special,
We got a new
JC.
VP.
Wait, who's your other fave
What's
live
up, Dan?
speaker?
Hi, Dan.
Hey, Dawn. Hey, Ryan. We got
Hello,
a new
everyone.
VP. Who? Donald Trump?
Hey, Dan. I have a couple mental health questions I am hoping you can shed some light on.
If I can't, someone in the community should be able to.
OMG, so did I. Sorry, Parker. Lol. Musk son.
Oh, you left Parker to watch me?
You.
That's sweet. We're not doing debates tonight, though, so I totally understand if you
Bing
want to go
bop
back.
boom pop bam. Chew poppy moon and yo.
Chew
A little
Poppy
Dan
Moon
before
and
Captain America tonight. I always leave Parker to come here.
JC said, "Don't worry about it."
Next Parker raid?
Plus Ultra, thank you for the gifted sub.
Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Obama.
Omar, thank you for the sub.
I left Pickles to be here. He'll probably be in trouble.
Oh no, Tanner.
RFJ is in. We are FUKD.
Yeah.
Tanner, hi friend. My sub is cooked, Dan.
Damn, you don't have a computer?
What's up, Dan? I left my bead shopping channel lol.
Beach
Admin
shopping.
hello. At Tanner he.
I wish. So if hold
My
on,
daily dose of Dan. I left.
if TikTok allowed me to just gift people sub privileges, I would do it until they fix the issue with resubbing. What's the special looking like for tomorrow? We're still taking applicants. Haha. The TTS ended before Bootsy could say that. Hey, I'm a Kate. Why am I even trying to study medicine when we have RFK Jr., right? Hey, Gina. What's I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Totally lost my train of thought. Such a qualified individual to run health, right? I called off work today. Nice, KP. Welcome in, everybody. Yes, thank you, Emily. Yes. Okay, so tomorrow we are doing assuming everything goes according to plan, we are doing a Valentine's Day Daniverse dating show. All right. We're currently taking applications for participants in the Discord. There's a Google form that you can fill out, and basically, it's a great way to not have to worry about guys in the front seat of their car with sunglasses on or holding a big fish that like vote away your rights, or girls who hate themselves and don't know how to blend properly. So yeah, it's a good way to filter out people that don't have empathy, and I think it could be really cool if we found some matches tomorrow. So if you're interested, definitely head on over to the Discord and fill out that Google form. Also, if you're not interested, you could just watch. It should be a good time. I'm going to be hosting, and I'm going to do my best to both relieve any awkward silences, but also create some humorous awkward moments. So it should be good. River, thank you for the follow. What else? Oh, I was supposed to post a TikTok. Hold on. Posting a TikTok. If I'm married, can I be on the dating show to find a guy friend to eat too much food? Hey Jada, heard Trump wants to get rid of the free press. Yeah, I mean he's been talking about that since his first term, honestly. All right, I'm gonna post this TikTok. I'm gonna post this TikTok and then we're gonna get started for the day.
Marina, what's an update on your boss?
That new Gaga song is great. Yeah, it really is. It's been stuck in my head for the past like 2 weeks. It's between that and just hey, say Drake. Like those two things have been stuck in my head. Hey Andrea, or is it Andrea? Is it part 2 of How Many Trucks? No, How Many Trucks will be posted on the YouTube tomorrow. It's already been edited by Danger. Will be posted on the YouTube tomorrow or Saturday. I'm doing it in chronological order, so it's either tomorrow or Saturday. I love Kendrick Lamar when he said that. Yeah, me too. What was I doing? Dan, you should auction off a Zoom date with you to chat. Okay. So here's the thing about stuff like that, Patty Pixels. I would be down to do that. But I really don't want, like, I don't want the amount of followers that we've gotten or, like, my situation as a content creator. I don't want this to get to my head. Okay. And I feel like if people start like bidding for time with me, it gets I'm starting to leave the realm of regular person, and I don't know how I feel about that. Like I really want to stay grounded. That's why I always tell chat to bully me about like working out and any other various things that I should be doing. Like editing videos, for example. Like the VODs that I said were going to be sub only that I still haven't posted more than one of. Winner gets you to debate their parents. See now that, but the thing is, I would do that for free. Um, I can't believe. I'm sorry. Listen, it was bullying that got me to work out last week. So keep bullying you about the BBL you got. No, that's all natural, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it. I left the realm of real person years ago. Oh wait, you're talking about a different realm. I wish I could get Dan to debate my dad. I would do it. Yes, Anthony. Thank you so much. Joke's on you. I'm into bullying. Our country's already bullying us. Did Kim Jong Un really condemn Trump? I haven't seen anything about that. All right, I'm gonna bring up. Have you drank enough water today? Probably not. I'm drinking coffee at the moment. I'm gonna bring up a guest. Don't date your fans, Dan. Too messy. Oof. Might be too late for that. Hi, welcome up.
Hello, Dan.
How's it going?
It's a pleasure. I'm from Mexico. I've been a huge fan of you since a couple of months ago, and having this experience of the debates and getting to know this political stance that you have. I truly believe that U.S. didn't have this empathy for immigrants, for minorities. You know, the average idea that one has of an American is arrogant, it's selfish, stuff like that. So having people defending immigrants, having people defending those points of view, I have no words to express them. Even the chat, you know, everybody here is almost so nice and so understanding. Canadian, Australian people, you've developed a community so cool, and I do appreciate what you're doing, Dan.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being a part of the community. If you're not already, the Discord is even more welcoming and awesome than chat. Chat sometimes gets a little unhinged, but
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to join. It's on your link on the profile.
can you say that again? I'm sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, it's on your profile on your account.
Yes, sir. It's in my
There's a link up
my link
there.
tree. Hmm.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Oh, but it's a mental health check-in, so I want to be real brief. I hope everybody is doing great. I know these times can be stressful for lots of reasons. Having the that president that you guys have is I would guess a continuous hassle throughout this whole process, and the radicalization that has happened, neo Nazis even. It's been tough.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Yeah, the sheer racism we've seen, it can get a bit tough. But having these spaces, uh, it's gonna be great for all of us. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going, but I wanna show my appreciation for you, Dan. I've been here, and I'll be continue to join this debates. Just never forget, Dan, that debating those mega hats can be a bit stressful, maybe overwhelming, but we got you. Okay, we got your back, and we're gonna be supporting you for all over the world.
I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. How do I
Thank
pronounce
you.
your first name?
Jair.
Zaire.
Yeah, you can call me Jay.
Jay, it
Yeah,
was
you
a
can call
pleasure
me
meeting
Jay.
you.
Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure, Dan. Have a great day.
You as well. Is there an after midnight clause on the Discord as well? There is a separate secret Discord for after midnight activities. The regular Discord is, for the most part, family friendly. Go to the next guest. Toaster's motion graphics. I lowered the gain a little bit. How is it now? Oh yeah, no, the community really is the best, honestly. Um, I don't know. I've said it before. Like, I don't know where I'd be post election without the community. And frankly, if not for the community, I would have stopped doing these lives. I think it was 11 days in. 11 days in, I'm like, I think I'm good on this. I'm done debating these people. Dan Snowden leaking our secrets. Dan stands are the best. I'm still mad at Gaga. What do I miss about Gaga? Much better. All right. Thank you so much, Toasters, for letting me know. You're the only reason I want to stay informed. Where the diss at? For anyone asking about the secret Discord, what you're gonna have to do, there's 2 steps. We appreciate your clear 2.5x speed talking speed. There's 2 steps. 1, you have to wait until after the live, and then 2, you have to message me on Discord. It's also a great place to learn and have better understanding of everybody. I'm glad you feel that way. Yeah, I really do my best to combine learning with entertainment, because I feel like without it, it's sometimes really hard to stay engaged. Thank you so much, Jay. The secret after midnight Discord is for adult things like taxes. I need to do my taxes, by the way. It is February 13th. I usually try to get them done before March, because leaving them until April gives me so much anxiety. We need a fitness channel. Yeah, we probably do. All right, I'm gonna go to the next guest. I'm so scared to do my taxes. Are we even doing taxes this year? Listen, as much as I'd like to strike against the government by not paying taxes, unfortunately, I don't think that's going to work out. Unless, you know what? Listen, if you are in the top 1%, you could probably get away with not paying taxes. I don't think they'd go after you. But regular people like you and me, we got to pay. No taxation without representation. All right, next guest. Here we go. Have you heard the new Macklemore song? No, I don't think so.
Hey Dan, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I just wanted to ask you, have you heard anything about what exactly Trump and his administration plan on doing with all the money they're supposedly saving? Because what I'm thinking in my head is like, okay, MAG is claiming that they're saving a bunch of money, right, with these cuts. But I haven't really heard like what they're actually going to do to help the average American with those savings, right? Like, have you heard anything about that at all?
Well, they don't plan on helping the average American. That's really what it is. The
Yeah.
the reality is that these savings, whatever they end up being, are going to be necessary to justify how detrimental the tax cuts are going to be. So House Republicans would vote for tax cuts no matter the size and no matter how quickly they would bankrupt the country. Senate Republicans would require some kind of nuance. Like they're cool with deficit spending a, a, a little bit to a lot, but not enough to just completely sell the country down the road. So they would need to cut some social safety nets. They would need to cut some foreign spending before Senate Republicans would be down for the types of tax cuts that Trump is proposing, like cutting corporate tax rates again to 15% after he's already cut them from 35 to 21. Cutting individual or extending the individual tax rates that have already blown a massive hole in our budget. So that's really what these are going to do. They're going to justify in the heads of moderate Senate Republicans that, okay, we can deficit spend for these tax cuts.
Okay, I see. Yeah, because I'm just not I'm not sure what MAGA's argument is here. Like, okay, sure, some of these programs may have been unnecessary. You can make the argument with some programs, I guess, but I don't see how it really benefits anyone if they don't have a plan to do universal health care. They don't really care about paying for college. Like, it just drives me crazy. They're just like wrecking the system, and then they don't want to give you anything in return though. Like,
Yeah,
every time I talk to MAGA, they're just like, well, no, we can't have universal health care because we're not like Sweden. We have too many people, and we're not all like one race. And it's like, what the hell are you guys talking about? Like, every single time. And then college, they think college is a scam, right? That's their argument all the time. And I'm not saying it's perfect, but they don't care about college. They don't really care about fixing anything. And it just drives
no,
me nuts.
no. I mean, they'll use the fact that we need things like more funding for veterans and for homeless people. They'll use that to justify cuts, but then they won't actually fund any of these things.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway,
But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Yeah.
all right, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming up.
Thanks.
Lady Gaga admitted to performing at least 5 times knowing she was positive with COVID. That's kind of wild.
Yo, what up, Dan?
Hey, how you doing?
It's interesting that I see your stream title Mental Health Check-in because my family is actually forcing me to go to therapy next week because of the kind of mental health crisis I'm having around politics and how it's literally driving me insane. I'm just filled with pure rage every single day. And of course, it's all directed towards two people in particular. Um, and it leads me to have like a very vivid imagination. I can't go into detail, obviously, but it's driving me nuts. It's driving me up a wall. Um, yeah, there's a lot of change I want, drastic change.
Well, it sounds good that you are going to be going to therapy, because I'm picking up what you're putting down. Um, but yeah, as chat's saying, you're not alone. A lot of us feel this rage. Frankly, I feel rage towards 77 million people. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm happy you're going to go to therapy. I went to therapy for the first time last year, not necessarily related to politics, and I never thought I was always under the impression of, oh, I don't need therapy or whatever. I think everyone needs therapy sometimes. It's always
Yeah.
good to have like an outside perspective to help you unpack what's going on up there. And
What was it? Oh yeah. Another question. So I told my dad this because he insists on paying for this therapy because I refuse to go. So he said, "All right, well, don't worry about the cost. Just go. We want you to go." So I was like, "Okay." And I was like, listen, the first thing I'm gonna ask the therapist is, who did you vote for? And he's like, that's totally understandable. And I was like, I'm glad I didn't get any pushback on that. And the reason I'm gonna ask why or who they voted for is not to make it political, but to see where morally they align. And I just want to know if I'm wrong for that or if that's justified in creating a safe space. Because if I'm going to open up and everything's politically charged, I don't want to know that I'm not talking to someone who's just going to be, thinking less of me the whole time.
um, I think it's justified. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I think having to having to having that in the back of your head, like, I wonder if this person voted for the reason I'm in therapy, is
Exactly.
you're not going to be able to feel comfortable.
Yeah, I won't
Um,
be able to open up.
I This is going to sound kind of stupid, but I didn't ask my therapist, even though I kind of wanted to, because she was a part of the 92%. So I just ran I ran the dice.
Wait, what do you mean by 92%?
Um, 92% of black women voted for Kamala Harris, or
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I see what
um,
you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
whenever
fair
you see
bet.
the phrase 92%, that's usually what's being referred to, because it's
Wait,
the
I actually, on the topic of that, where people like right side of Republicans or whatever say like, well, look, 8% of this pool of voters voted for Trump. It's like, yeah, but look at the people that didn't. I
yeah
saw that same argument with male black voters, where it was like I think like 18% or something. Do
yeah.
you know the actual percentage?
It was the highest share of male black voters in decades, for sure, but
Yeah, and
still
they
way
all
under
rallied
50.
around it.
Yeah, still way under
Yeah.
50% though. So it's like, okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, I just saw this and I thought I'd stop by and talk about my mental health. How's your mental health? Because, dude, I would literally be in 10 times worse state if I was sitting where you're sitting.
um on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say I'm at like a 6 at the moment. So,
6?
yeah, I'm doing okay.
What's a 10?
Um a 10 is like I'm happy. I don't know. I guess a 10 is
Also, to
like
the per
a 10 is AOC as president, you know?
yeah. There's a guy in your chat. He just asked me if this guy's looking for what'd you say, consolation relating to politics. There might be unavoidable bias. I'm not in there like. Well, I guess you'd have to clarify, but I'm not there to like debate politics or anything. I'm there to just vent about how I feel around politics. I'm not there to actually have a discussion with my therapist related to politics. It's just
Mhm.
about how it makes me feel. So,
I
sorry.
like I like this comment that says ask what they thought about the halftime show. It's the new who did you vote for? And then
Yeah.
someone else said ask them to pronounce Kamala.
Okay, those are some good questions I guess I could lead on with. And that way it's not as like polarizing to say like who'd you
Yeah.
vote for? Yeah. I think I'll try the halftime show one. It's very subtle, but like
It is subtle, yeah.
it's subtle to the people who hate it. If that therapist voted for Trump, I'm getting up and leaving.
I don't blame you at all. All right, man. Have a
Hell
good
yeah.
night.
All right, let me leave. Let me out.
Yo, Malik, you remember last night when the guy's like, "Let me out"? Oh god. Robert, was it Robert? Hey,
Hi.
how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
I have a question for you.
Mhm.
How do you keep yourself sane?
Okay. So, the answer to this question is different than it was before the inauguration. About, I guess, a week before the inauguration, it all really started to hit home for me. Um, and I think anyone that's been watching regularly has seen like a difference in my attitude. Prior to that point, and certainly most of the time before the election, I was really able to compartmentalize these lives with the rest of my life quite well. For the most part, I avoid being around Trump supporters in my everyday life. Like every once in a while, I'll see family that voted for him, but we never bring up politics. And frankly, they don't- they stop bringing up politics around me because they know what's going to happen. Um, but I was able to compartmentalize very very well. The stuff that happens in the lives, while can drive me off the wall, the moment I end the live, it's like an etch a sketch, and I just keep it moving. Um, that hasn't been as easy since the inauguration, or the week of the inauguration, and I don't really have an answer to that yet.
So we're all
I
in the same boat.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
If what you're seeing when you watch me is like a guy who is perfectly in control of his emotions and perfectly sane, I don't know that that's the case right now. I might be good at hiding it, but it's the past month, I'd say, has been pretty rough.
I would say I think we all crash out from time to time, as we can see. But my first election that I was able to vote in was in 2020, and obviously I was 18 and I was not crazy into politics at that point, and I didn't realize how crazy things were until 2022 with the overturn of Roe v. Wade, and then I could really see how people were being treated. And I realized that I had grown up in a conservative MAGA household, and I moved out of my home, and I've not spoken to a single member of my family besides my mom and my sister in 6 months. And it sucks to feel so isolated and wonder what the hell, you're supposed to do about all of those feelings and how you handle it. So I thought you might have good advice on that, but just like I said, it seems like we're all in the same boat.
Yeah. I will say. Oh my God! Wait, hold on. System notifications. Someone is worried about you. If you're going through a difficult time, we'd like to help. Please tap this message to get support. Wait, they sent this right when I went live. Do you think it's because I wrote mental health in my live? Right when I went live, they sent me this notification. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Sorry. So just a quick background on me. I moved to Florida about 10 years ago. Part of the reason was to spend more time with my grandma, but also my whole dad's side of the family, my grandma's progeny, as it were, lived here as well, and I, haven't been able to spend a lot of time with them. And very shortly after I moved here was the election of Donald Trump, and I realized that like 95% of my family that lack empathy or critical thinking skills. So it was
Yes.
like it had me almost regretting the move at that point. Um, how I was so excited to spend time with these people, and then I cut like 95% of them out of my life. So I think a lot of us are going through stuff like that, where the people that we thought were our loved ones don't seem to care a lot about us based on the choices they made in these past 3 elections.
Yeah, and it's crazy to kind of uncover that. I mean, a little bit of a fun trauma dump here, but background on me too. My dad sold the M drug and worked for the C gang. And so I automatically assumed that, being around that kind of environment, that he would be supportive in a sense of minorities and people struggling and the lower class. And that was not the case. Thankfully, he couldn't vote because he's a convicted felon, but look at our
You can
president.
run for president.
So, anyways, that's all I had to say. I was curious about your take. You can boot me out of here now because I also don't know how to exit. And I love you.
I love you too. Thank you for coming up. My dad has everything he needs, but voted to make my future worse. Yeah, yeah, it's. You're not the first person to say that to me, and it's so crazy to think about. Like, this is the first generation of women. I was saying, before the election that this is the first generation of women to have fewer rights than their mothers. But now, after the election, with what's happening, this is just going to be the first generation of Americans who have fewer rights than their parents, man or woman, and it's just so wild how like our own family members, our own parents, are willing to do this to us. I feel like a unicorn who has boomer parents that are Democrats. I mean, it is the minority. Such a weak victim mentality. Wolverines, are you one of those guys who wants life to be worse so that you can work hard for the top 1%? You one of those bootlickers? Wolverine, is that you? You really like the flavor of boot, so you want to work 80 hours a week just so you can afford to pad Elon Musk's pockets? Is that you? Hey, Ari. Ooh, Wolverines, you're lucky I'm not doing debates tonight. Better than padding Joe Biden's pockets? Wait, did you just say padding Elon Musk's pockets is better than padding Joe Biden's pockets? You know we don't have to do either, right? You can pad like your own pockets and your children's pockets rather than the richest man on earth or the president. What a dumb thing to say. Thank you, Skepti, for the harmony. Obama. Thank you for the hand heart, Carmine.
Hi, Dan.
Hi.
How are you doing tonight?
Oh, hold on 1 second before I answer that.
Go ahead.
Wolverine said, mental health check-in, what a whiner. Brother, I don't know if you know this, but the reason you're typing like that is because you need a mental health check-in. Okay? You need some help, Wolverines. Things are going to get better. Anyway, Lily, how are you?
I could be doing better. Also, Wolverine, you should know that there are a lot of people that are have been seriously struggling to the point where there had to be an entire trans anti-unalive hotline set up just because of all of the people that have lost their lives since Trump was elected. So can it? I wanted to share a kind of funny story that was going back to the guy a couple people ago that was talking about going to therapy. The day after the election, I had I woke up for a Pilates class and then I had therapy conveniently the day after the election. And when I showed up, 75% of the class was dressed in all black, and it was probably the hardest class that I went to in the time that I've been going to Pilates, but it was like a rage workout. It was fantastic. And then when I went to therapy, I found out that my therapist shares the exact same concerns and everything. So it was really nice to be whew, we're on the same page here. And it was really, really beneficial. So for anyone that's looking to get into therapy, your first appointment, you get to ask the same questions of your therapist as they're asking you when they're trying to get to know you. If it's not going to be a fit for you talking to someone because of their political beliefs, then absolutely do not go seek help from them. So it should be a safe space for you. But I just wanted to add that. Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Thanks.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Well, actually, for people that are interested in the current state of abortion rights across the country, we in the South, in one of the states, I don't want to dox myself. They're having Supreme Court oral arguments about basically total abortion bans right now. So that's been really great as well. Not really. But along with all of the things in the national news that are going on, stay focused on what's going on in your state and your local area as well.
Absolutely. 100%.
It really sucks out here right now. But that's all I got. Have a wonderful rest of your night, Dan.
Thank you so much for coming up. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Okay, really quick, couple announcements. If you're here for the first time, thank you so much for joining. We're live Wednesdays to Saturdays, usually doing political debates, political discussions, and fact checks. So if you like this content, drop a follow, tap the screen. Obviously, today's a little bit different. We are also taking signups for tomorrow. We are doing a dating show, live dating show for liberals, Democrats, Kamala voters, whatever you want to call us, empathy havers, wrinkled brain owners, that type of thing. So if you want to skip through all the guys wearing sunglasses in their front seat of their car or holding big fish, or the women that hate themselves and don't know how to blend, tomorrow is the best day to do that. If you are in the Discord, there's a Google form that you can fill out, and it should be a good time. I will be hosting, and I'm going to do my best to. This right here, it's going to be like this. I'm going to be like, I'm going to have energy. Okay, it's going to be good. It's going to be fun. When does it start? So my live is going to start at 6 p.m. I don't know if I want to start the dating show at 6 p.m. because I do want West Coasters to be off of work so they can participate. My type is way too niche for this. Well, that's interesting. We're doing a live dating show. You should not be doing mental health check-ins, homie. I'm not your homie. Okay. How about you can it? That does sound fun, but no one wants this mess right now. That's fair. Parker collab when? We did have a Parker collab like a month and a half ago. It went really well. I'd totally be down to do it again. Requirements? I think the only requirement is that you have to be 18 or older, but like when you fill out the form, we'll know for sure. Internationals are allowed? Probably not. It's going to be super difficult to date internationally. Live dating show, how does that work? I will have more details when we know the demographics of who's signing up. Dan, are you updated with the latest episode in One Piece? Episode? Yeah. Manga, I think I'm updated with the manga as well. Maybe I'm one off. I'm on the fence. Men scare me right now. That's fair. Can we also plan a live friendship show? Maybe we should do that instead. Friendship compatibility. That actually sounds like a fun idea. Thoughts on the red, white, and blue land? It's really going to help lower our groceries. Yes, there are so many people in Houston. Did you hear God told the Pope to diss JD Vance? I did not hear that. Trump made up the word groceries. Yeah, I remember. I remember that. He was the first one to use it. Okay, we have a lot of people in the box, so I'm going to do my best to get through everybody. Hey.
Hey, Dan, I didn't even know I requested.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's all good. No, you read my mind, though, because I was thinking about it. I wanted to say something real quick. A couple people ago, someone was talking about they just voted for the first time in 2020, and just how weird like politics are. That's all I remember because my brain, does things. I'm older. I've been voting for a long time, and I just want to make sure everybody knows this is not what it's supposed to be like. This is not. Sorry, there's an echo. Is that me?
I don't hear an echo.
Okay, I'll deal with it. This isn't what it used to be like. Like my grandparents were Baptist. My grandpa was a cop. Staunch Republicans. And my parents are super liberal, and growing up, we still all had holidays together and loved each other, and there were not fights. Nowadays, if my grandparents were still alive, there would be no speaking to each other. I mean, I had pink hair and went to UC Santa Cruz, and we'd leave their house and they'd say, "Look out for the weirdos." And I was like, dude, I am the weirdos, Grandpa. Like, come on. And it used to be okay. And I want to let you guys know, I mean, I'm hoping, I guess I can't promise, but it can't be like this forever. You know, I mean, the rage that we all are feeling a lot of the time, it's not the norm, and it can't last forever. And hopefully it ends well and not in the other way. So I just want to put that out there.
I appreciate you for coming up and
Hey,
saying that.
absolutely. Appreciate you every day, Dan. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know how to get out of here either.
I will take care of it.
Thanks.
I think Trump made everyone show their true colors. It'll be real hard to come back from this. You know what? I don't think it was just Trump. I actually think that it was Trump and COVID. I learned a lot about people during the pandemic. Like the amount of people that were unwilling to wear a piece of fabric on their face, unwilling to be told anything in regards to a minor inconvenience to themselves that might help other people, that might save other people's lives. Like I genuinely think that is where we really learned like how selfish a lot of people are. I used to say this thing. It's not. I don't know how applicable it is anymore because now we've been in this fucking cycle for so long. But I say 2016 taught me just how many stupid people there were in this country. 2020 taught me just how stupid you could be. And now I don't know what 2024 taught me. 2024 taught me how to drink, I guess. But yeah, it's a lot like the shopping cart principle, except it's like I think even further because I personally think wearing a mask is even less of an inconvenience than putting your shopping cart back, and it's an even greater benefit to society, and people still couldn't fucking do it. No, it's one thing if it was like 2 years later, but like in the heat of the pandemic, people were throwing hissy fits in stores. You remember all the videos, like the Karen's Gone Wild videos? It was insanity. People were refusing to do something so small to potentially save a life. It was really sad. Yeah. It was. It still frustrates me to this day because I remember. So my mom was immunocompromised. Actually, still is immunocompromised, and I remember thinking like, if she contracts COVID, and I even have an inkling that it was because of someone like that, I don't know what I would do. Like I would maybe be serving a sentence right now. Is what I'm trying to say. Now, thank God, I did a really good job of keeping her safe. I went shopping for my parents for almost the entirety of the pandemic. She didn't leave the house very often, and when she did, I made sure it was like a safe environment. But it was just really frustrating that people just couldn't do this minor thing that could save lives. Anyway, I think Trump was a symptom, not a cause. Distrust and hatred for the government is older. So yeah, distrust and hatred for the government is something that I think Trump was able to tap into, but it's not the only thing. Selfishness, racism, misogyny, xenophobia, etc., etc. Going to the next guest. W. Dan's mom. I'm sure she's an amazing woman. My mom's great. I really love my mom. And nope, I'm gonna cry if I say what I'm gonna say. I'm going to the next guest.
Hey man, how's it going?
It's going all right. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I'm from Australia. Mainly just wanted to say that we see what's going on here, and just wanted to let you know that we see it, and we see how messed up it is. So you're not being gaslit or anything like that. And yeah. Also, I've got a question.
Okay.
What is with the Electoral College? Because that seems crazy to me.
Do you want me to explain the process or why it started, or?
No, like, why does it? Because here in Australia, one vote is one vote, and that makes sense.
Yeah. So basically, to make any kind of change, like getting rid of the Electoral College, we would need to pass a constitutional amendment. Okay. To pass a constitutional amendment in this country, you need 2/3 of Congress, and then you need 3/4 of the states to ratify. Now, the problem with that is that getting rid of the Electoral College would very likely mean the end of the Republican Party as we know it. The Republicans have won the popular vote once in the past 20 years, and the thought of them losing this unfair advantage would never go past. It would never be strong. That thought will always be stronger than the thought of, oh, we should have fairer elections. So we'd never get 3/4 of the states to ratify because at least half the states are majorly Republican. We never get 2/3 of Congress to ratify because at least half of Congress is Republican. So that's kind of where we are with that. It's the Republicans are never going to ratify any kind of constitutional amendment until such time that it shifts in a way where the Electoral College is benefiting Democrats. And I don't know. I don't know if the Democrats would do the same or would be a little bit more honorable. I don't know. I don't know that that'll even ever be the case though, because it's clear that the states that are benefited the most are always going to be the smaller states, and generally the smaller states are the ones that have no big cities, and big cities are usually Democrat, and so I think it's just going to keep going this way, and we're never going to get rid of it. The only way to get out of it is the only feasible way at the moment is there's a national popular vote compact. Basically, a bunch of states made this agreement where whoever wins the popular vote, their electoral votes are going to go to that person. And so all they would need is enough states to add up to 271, or I guess 270 electoral votes. Now, I don't know that that'll ever be the case because that will require some purple states to essentially sign on to it while they're under blue rule and then not have it overturned while they're under red rule. It's a whole thing. I don't expect the Electoral College to go anywhere anytime soon. Really sucks, but is what it is.
Fair enough, man. Well, yeah, I just wanted to say we see you, we hear you, we feel you. Much love. And yeah, I'll let you get on with it.
Thank you so
Have a
much.
good
Really
one.
appreciate you coming up.
Stay strong. And yeah, good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. It's we get a lot of international guests, and some of them are, some of them like Trump, right? And then some of them are like the last guest. But something I've noticed, I told you we should move to the Gold Coast. You did tell me that. Something I've noticed about international guests is that you can tell by their tone whether they're going to be like reasonable or whether they're going to like do tricks on Trump. I don't know what it is. It's just something about their voice. Like when they have like this calming voice, it's like, all right, this is one of the real ones. UK here, we think Trump is a clown, lol. On a lighthearted topic, can we discuss the Super Bowl commercial real quick? Which one? I don't think I've seen any Super Bowl commercials this year. The world likes Trump because he's destroying the U.S. empire. I don't know that I even agree with that. The Pew Research showed that except for Hungary, every country had a more favorable opinion of Biden than Trump. But anyway, if they're angry, they're MAGA. Why hungry? I'm not informed enough to give you the exact reason. Hey, Giselle. What's a realistic scenario Blues come back on top? Most realistic, economy crashes and people are like, all right, this tariff shit was stupid, and it just swings back Democrat. A lot of people are like, really. Here's the thing: assuming that we continue to have free and fair elections, which is a big assumption at the moment, given who's in power. But assuming we continue to have free and fair elections, Democrats are gonna do just fine. A lot of people have like lost faith because of this election, when if, in reality, we won the popular vote in 2016. We decimated Republicans in 2018. 9 million more blue votes than red votes. Massive blue wave in the House and the Senate. Well, not as much in the Senate, but certainly in the House. We blew Trump's back out in 2020 by 7 million votes. We again tamped down on what should have been a red wave. We won seats in the Senate and only lost a few seats in the House. That they had a very, very slim majority, given that it should have been a massive red wave. The reality is that this one election doesn't kill the Democratic Party by any stretch. The problem is that it might kill elections. And there's nothing there's no way to get around something like that. If Donald Trump and Republicans continue to do the types of things that they are doing or were willing to do in 2020 and were stopped by the guardrails, then none of this would matter. But if we continue to have free and fair elections, Democrats are going to do just fine. We're going back to House in 2026, not the Senate. Just being clear, we're not winning back the Senate, but we're going to win back the House in 2026 and likely the presidency in 2028. But that's assuming no funny business, and I am not comfortable enough to assume that right now. How many votes did Biden win by? Biden won the 2020 election by 7 million votes. Why not the Senate? Because of the way the map is in 2026 is number one. And number two, we lost too many seats last time. We really needed to not lose Pennsylvania. That was a big seat to lose. We can go over that if you guys are curious. We can go over why we're not going to win the Senate back in 2026. But I'm pretty confident that we're going to win back the House. Nobody is voting for DNC again. Eugene, buddy, you guys won one popular vote in 20 years, and you don't know how to act. Relax. You didn't even win it by a lot, by the way. Florida special elections. Oh, yes. I keep forgetting about this. There are 2 special elections in Florida, which they're in very red districts. But if Democrats win, it's the end of the Republican agenda. It's the end of the Trump presidency as we know it. And this is in less than 60 days. So if you wanna volunteer, or if you want to do phone banking or whatever, this is the only electoral way right now to stop the Trump agenda. All right, gonna go to the next guest. Thank you, everybody, for everyone that sent a gift so far. I really appreciate all the gifts. But the only thing I ask for is just that you guys hang out, tap the screen, and drop a follow if you can, if you haven't already. Also, we are live currently on YouTube and Twitch as well. TikTok might be banned in 55 days. So if you're not following there, all the links are in my bio. Make sure you're following, subscribing, or whatever the free option is. As much as I appreciate the gifts, nobody has to send anything. Please don't feel obligated. Thank you all so much. We are going to go to the next guest.
Hey, Daniverse.
Hey.
Can you hear me okay? I'm on Bluetooth. I can get off if need be.
We can.
All right. For those of you that are struggling, sounds like there's a lot of us. I work with my MAGA family, and it is very difficult. We try not to discuss politics because that is the safe route to go. But it does get brought up because there's a lot of concerning shit going on right now. And so me and my closest coworker, we discuss the current events and what's happening politically. And if one of them walks through my room and hears that, it can stir up a little bit of stuff. And over the last couple weeks, I've heard a lot of people concerned about, how do we open the eyes of the maggots? How do we get them to see it from our side? How do we get them to understand any of our fears and concerns? And something I've been wanting to share is something I've heard you talk about, Dan, is that you had a line. You had a line that Trump crossed, and that was it for you. That opened your eyes. It forced you to do some research and educate yourself, and now you're here doing the God's work, educating all of us. And so I have posed to my family members more than once to find their line. What is it? Where is it for you? We should all have lines for everyone in our lives. Everyone. And this past Monday, my mom informed me that she doesn't have a line. And that was terrifying. It's very culty.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been working side by side with my mom for the last 14 years. And on Monday was the first time I told her that I have no problem walking away. I said, I can walk away from this job. I don't have to be here if this is a problem. Because my brother got involved and was basically yelling at me about talking politics at work. And I said, I was having a conversation with my coworker. You got involved. It got heated. I didn't do this. If you don't like it, don't come into my space and hold these conversations. But I will continue to say that everybody needs to have a line. And my mom just walked away, and I was just fuming. And she came back around a little bit later and was like, this is ridiculous. Politics shouldn't separate families. And I said, normal politics should not. You're absolutely right. Normal politics should be debating, there's one issue and each party has two different policies trying to address the one issue. And that's not what's happening right now. I said, these are human rights on the line. Maybe if I didn't have daughters, I would feel differently about the human rights that are on the line. Maybe I'd be more obtuse to everything that's happening. But me and my girls have lost a lot of rights. And I just hope that by the time they're old enough to understand politics and what's going on in the world, that they're not living in this scary time. And so she was like, I don't understand what rights you're talking about. So I started listing them off, and she just rolls her eyes. And mind you, she also believes the Dems have a weather machine. So, this is a really hard conversation. She is very, very brainwashed at the moment. And one of the things she just keeps saying to me is, you're the only one in our family that voted that way. You're the only one. Don't you ever just step back and think maybe you're wrong? And I said, or do you realize maybe I'm the only one that has done the research, that I've dug? Don't you think it would be so much easier to just agree with all of you, to just do the same, to just not ruffle feathers? And I said, I'm doing what's hard, and I will never stop fighting for human rights. And it just got real messy. But she did eventually calm down, and we talked, and I was able to show her some of these things that she's not seeing in her neck of the woods. The news that they watch, they have no idea what's going on in Guantanamo Bay. They have no idea that there's so many tents being put up there and who they're shipping there. And she's like, well, you guys are upset that they're using military planes to do it. And I'm like, yes, because it costs so much more. It was just a couple weeks ago, Dan, you had a guy up that works in military budgets or whatever, and he was talking about the price of using a military plane to deliver like 13 people versus putting them on flights that are already going that direction, that it's all just for show. And she's like, well, they're taking out hard criminals. And I said, okay, prove it to me. Prove that these people are horrible people and not just individuals who came across the border illegally. Well, that's a massive crime. I said, it is now, because Trump passed an executive order to bring back capital punishment with the death penalty and everything. And I said, and in the write-up, it literally lists people who have illegally crossed the border and remain in America can be charged with a capital crime, which is punishable by death. And so like I pulled up this executive order and I showed it to her and I'm like, this isn't fake news. This is like a real write-up from his lawyers, his executive order. They're building these camps. They're shipping these people here. Like, these are real things. And you need to find your line. And her response was, well, you should know that we didn't vote for any of this stuff that's happening. Yeah, eye roll. Big eye roll, right? And I was like, no, but you voted for the person that's doing all of it. And so I just implore you guys, if there's anyone you're kind of struggling with, or they're just not quite seeing things the right way, just keep putting those little seeds of doubt. You know, maybe your news is wrong. You know, what is your line? What would they have to do? You know, set your goalposts now, so that when they hit that your eyes can be open enough to see all of the negative that's going on. But yeah, it's tough. I haven't spoken to my brother all week. I'm one of 4 children, and me and my mom opened a daycare center 12 years ago. Worked with her at a home daycare for 4 years prior. And I have honestly been contemplating walking away from it all. And it is weird and it is scary, but human rights are more important than family at this point. So that's it.
I really appreciate you sharing your story with us. Just know the community is here for you. I believe you're in the Discord, and you're always welcome. Yeah, you're always welcome to reach out and speak to us, whether it's directly or whether it's in the event session or anywhere. I really appreciate you for being a part of the community. I'm sorry that you're going through this. Hearing that there's no line from someone as close as your mother, yeah, that hurts, and there's no way around that. I wish I had something more to say, but yeah, we're all here for you. 90,000 strong, here for you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for coming up, Allie.
Thank you.
I did want to shout out Rachel on YouTube. Thank you for the $5 mental health check. Hope this community lifts your spirits. Happy Valentine's Day to all the people in relationships and to all the singles still looking. Thank you so much, Rachel. I'm gonna go to the next guest. Discord is in my link tree in my bio. Would you collab with Alina? Yeah. I've been on a live a couple times, I think, and she's been on mine and once or twice as well. I don't know if we've done like a full-fledged collab though. Yeah, I've said it before. In regards to like, you know, we shouldn't like lose family members over politics or whatever. There was a time where politics was more of the two parties agree on a problem but disagree on the solution, and then we can debate on that solution in a cordial manner. But we're no longer agreeing on the problem. One of the parties lives in a different reality, and in that reality, they they don't believe in certain human rights, and that's really where a lot of us draw this line. Um, and I think it's really, I think it's very gaslighty for someone to like try to shame you for cutting people out because of politics. Like, yeah, you guys are cool with being cordial because you guys are the aggressors. um, we're just here trying to live our lives. So, Brett cross collab with Dan would be epic. We had a collab and it was epic. CS actually, it was a very. We did we had like a really good conversation for the first half hour, and then we started debating for like an hour after that. It was a really good collab. I can't speak enough about the respect I have for Brett Cross. I actually was gonna wear the Sound of Children shirt today. Like I pulled it out of my drawer because I'm wearing pink shorts. I don't know why I did that. I'm wearing pink shorts and it's a pink shirt, and I thought it would match. But I don't know if anyone else gained 10 pounds since the inauguration, but I don't fit in that shirt anymore. So anyway, gonna go to the next guest. Is that collab on his YouTube? CS, I have no idea if it is.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, I'm friendly. I'm in a bit of a different situation to, I think, probably the majority of viewers here, as you can probably tell by my accent. But yeah, I kind of wanted to hear your opinion on a few things.
Sure.
Can you hear my voice coming through? I think I can hear it on my end. Like twice.
No, I don't hear an echo.
Okay. Well, you can probably tell I'm British, and I've been dealing with trying to escape the right or conservative viewpoints for quite a while. Ever since 2016, when Brexit became a topic, I remember being 18, begging my parents not to vote for Brexit and giving them all of the reasons why it was a terrible idea. And obviously getting nowhere because I was young and naive and didn't know what I was talking about. But yeah, so then Brexit happened. I've since thankfully been able to convince my parents that it was a bad idea, and they've seen the light. So I haven't had to cut myself off from my family members. But as a result of that, I've, well, for other reasons too, I've escaped to Austria. And now I'm facing much of the same thing. Like much of Europe is going towards the right. ÖVP and FPÖ at the moment in Austria is the right-leaning parties that trying to take over government. And yeah, it seems like history is repeating itself. And honestly, I think I do myself a disservice by watching so much news and trying to keep on top of everything. Because, I mean, for my girlfriend, she ends up in a panic and is fully convinced that World War III is about to start. And when you hear about things like taking over Greenland and recalling it, I think it was Red, White, and Blue Land. Yeah, news like that, it just makes you wonder, yeah, maybe we might be heading in that direction. But I try and keep a level head and be a bit more realistic about these sort of things. But yeah, it's hard. I don't get emotional. I find myself getting exceedingly angry and very often. And I just wonder for someone like you that's very knee deep in the politics and thinking about this constantly. How do you deal with it? How do you not find yourself becoming radicalized?
I answered this before, but before the inauguration, I was really good at compartmentalizing this stuff. Pretty much just etch a sketching everything at the end of the live, and then just trying to live my life separately from that. That is much harder since the inauguration, and the reality is I'm not dealing with it all that well. I'm doing my best. I think I think I do generally have some thick skin, and I'm trying, but it's hard, man. Y'all can see it. For the people that have been watching me for a while, you can see the difference in my disposition. Um, we're going through the same thing here, all of us, and I wish I had a better
I have
answer.
noticed, yeah.
I wish I had a better answer. I really do.
Well, I guess my answer has been what I've been doing up until this point, which is slowly switching off from my consumption of media and news that's clearly inflammatory. I now actually I'm going to put out a shill for Ground News. It's an application for getting impartial news from a range of different sources. And I just use that as little as possible, just to keep on top of the really most important topics and not drowning in the details that no one really needs to know about. Yeah, I think sometimes ignorance is bliss on these topics. Probably not the most long-term solution, but it's helping at least a little bit.
Yeah, I'm ashamed to say that this was kind of what I did to get through the first Trump administration. I did close my ears to a lot of it. I paid a lot of attention in the election cycle in 2015, 2016, and the first year of Trump's presidency, 2017. I was trying to pay attention, but I just had to tune it out for my own sanity, and I don't think we have that luxury, or at least I don't have that luxury right now. So, but I don't blame anyone that chooses to do so. I really don't. There's been a lot of people that I've reached out to that used to watch my lives regularly, and I miss. I want to make sure they're okay, and they're just like, yeah, I just can't listen to any of this stuff right now. It's too hard. And I just can't blame anyone for how they're coping with the situation, whether it's trying to stay informed, whether it's trying to stay out of it completely, whether it's anger, whether it's sadness, whether there are people having conversations with the opposition with empathy and trying to bring them back, or whether it's people that are will never forgive the opposition. We're all coping in our own ways, and I respect everyone doing what they need to do to protect their peace.
Well, honestly, if it makes you feel any better, your lives have actually been kind of a catharsis for me because it allows me to stay on top of some topics without hearing them through the lens of a media company where they're designed to make you angry. So, yeah, it's nice hearing it from a person that I really trust the opinion of and gives it across in a very calm way.
Usually.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen those lives as well. So yeah, thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you coming up.
Cheers.
Jada, thank you for the $2. Thank you always for your hard work. You inspire me. Thank you so much, Jada. I really appreciate it. I did. Dan, you would make an incredible journalist. I've talked about this before. I don't know that I have the attention span to make a good journalist. I used to, but my brain is like thoroughly rotted now. I don't know if there's a way to regrow it. But like this, like in terms of like researching and analyzing information and then processing it, that's a lot. Like I think I'm pretty decent at debating, and I'm probably good at entertaining, but like the actual like digestion of news is really difficult for me. I need to hear I need to read a story once, and I need to hear the story multiple times for me to like remember and process the information. But I do appreciate the compliment. Let's team up. I'm an excellent researcher. Yeah, you're an excellent news aggregator. I mean, TikTok usually aggregates the news for me. Journalism requires an unbiased view. At least the real kind does. RKO. The problem with you is that you think that when I point out the facts and the facts happen to be against the person you voted for, that means I'm biased. The reality is that when you look at everything objectively, Donald Trump is a broken clock. He is usually wrong. I'm not going to point out when he's wrong only 50% of the time to remain unbiased. Can you on Jubilee and Cook? I really should apply. RKO, why are you on every Dem live spouting the same lies? She really is, right? Okay. Part of the reason that I wanted to do this non-debate live, aside from what we're currently doing, is I do have some like non-live stuff I need to catch up on. So I am gonna try to multitask a little bit. You might see me going back to pull orders or cards. I just want you guys to know I am still listening. I am still paying attention. I do not mean it to be rude, but I am gonna try to get some day job work done because I've been backed up the past week or so. What is the Valentine's Day special tomorrow? We're doing a dating show for liberals / Democrats / empathy havers / brainstem enjoyers. Use us to co-work and hold you accountable. I appreciate that, David. Okay, I'm going to bring up the next guest. Dan multitasking. I'm going to try. Bring me up. I'm a friendly, but that'll be TBD after the convo. Oh, shit. Can we participate without going live? Find me my person. I mean, you can watch. Maybe you'll like one of the singles. Chat. Can someone reply to Aaron? I'm not equipped to answer that question. I'm doing all right, Raver.
Oh shit! Hey man, how's it going?
It's going all right. How are you?
I'm doing all right too. I'll start off. I think I would most identify as a democratic socialist. I live in Texas. Big Kamala supporter. I went in lives pretty much every day, trying to convince people why they should vote for Kamala, why she would be the better vote, better choice than Donald Trump. I think I did manage to convince a few people, and I think I have a super hot take. I think that we should make the tent smaller, unfortunately. And I want to get your opinion on that first, and then I'll kind of give a bit more reasoning as to why I think we should be making the tent smaller.
My assumption, based on what you said, is that you want to cut out the moderate Democrats / swing voters so that you can include and energize more of the left-leaning voters. Is that where I'm at?
No, I think that's where most people would go. But I forget who said it. But I forget who said it. Someone said that there's like 30% of people on one wing, right, and then 30% on the other,
and then those people will never ever move, and then that 40% that remains left over are going to be the ones that you should be trying to convince. Unfortunately, a big problem that I ran into whenever I was in the trenches every day, trying to convince conservatives or undecided people to vote for Kamala, I would have these literal far left people, or at least what I think to be far left people, communists with the hammer and sickle, saying, no, Kamala isn't far left enough. You should be voting for a third party, or you should be voting for Donald Trump just to spite the Democrats and stuff like that. And I think that when you have not necessarily spoil sports with people that like doom spreaders, doomsayers, doom pilled people who will go out there and say we shouldn't vote for the obviously better candidate because of my pet issue. I think we got to kick them out of the fucking party, man. I think we got to kick them out of the tent.
They're not in the tent. They're already not in the party. Those people don't vote. They're not Democrats.
I
and
agree. I agree.
They're useless to the discourse. I
yes,
probably went harder on Jill Stein voters than Trump voters leading up to the election, to be honest. So the reality is, I don't know that that the party was ever doing anything particularly to appease these people.
I'm so sorry. I'm lagging so hard.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I agree with you. The thing is, they're already not in the party.
No worries. Okay, I hear you're coming to.
But yeah, it sounds like the lag is really rough, so I'm gonna let you go.
And, yep, no worries. Thank you. I'll be back later if I can.
Hey, friend.
Hey.
I dropped it in chat and I can do it again because I saved it. But for anybody that's having a hard time, that is a free number that you can call. Text, you'd just be charged your regular texting rate. And that is a crisis line for both suicide and otherwise. So easy, just 988. So for anybody that's having a hard time tonight, that is a great resource. And I have others if you guys need others.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Of course.
So Mim's gonna hang out for a bit for two reasons. One, so I can multitask a little bit better. But two, and more importantly, she is so much better at this than I am. Oh my god! Listen, I can debate. I can debate till the cows come home, but this stuff is so hard for me. I'm trying. Okay, here we go. Next guest. Mim does give good advice. Hey, welcome up. Hello? Toothpick?
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, hey, I didn't know I was on live.
Oh, no problem at all. Okay. Hello? Mim, you might be bad luck. No offense.
I'm sorry.
Going to the next guest. Okay, Becca, I'm going to bring you up next. Hi, welcome up.
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. So I'm a friendly first and foremost. I'm doing surprisingly okay with this whole Trump stuff, this inauguration. Trying my best to stay informed while also taking breaks. That way I'm not getting overwhelmed. But honestly, this past couple weeks, I feel like I've been how do I explain this? Like I feel like I understand the phrase "eat the rich" more. um, I've really come to realize that like these people, these billionaires, these people all are drunk on power and money. The only language they understand is violence, right? Because they do violence against us. And
Is there any way you can raise your voice or like switch your mic? It sounds like chat's having trouble hearing you.
oh sure, give me 1 second. Sorry.
Thank you.
Actually, I'll try to get back in live later.
Okay, thank you so much. How much money does a person need? Yeah. There I've seen a meme a couple times that actually is, I think, kind of based, which is like every dollar after 999,999,000, et cetera, should just be taxed at 100%. Like, you won capitalism. That's the end. Mim's not beating the allegation.
No, I'm sorry. Before we go on to the next person, we had somebody ask in the Discord about finding a therapist, not necessarily for themselves, but for somebody else. How do you go about doing that and making sure that they're going to be like a good fit for you? A resource that I would highly recommend is Psychology Today. If you just Google Psychology Today, you can even put it in quotes if you're not sure. That website, you can search by religious like denomination, you can search non-religious, you can search by gender, you can search by specialization of type of therapy, age ranges they work with, all different areas, so that you can really, your health insurance plan, so that you can really get somebody that's tailored to exactly what you need. That would be where I would start. You know, somebody's saying search through your insurance. Well, the insurance will tell you who they cover. They won't tell you what type of therapist they are. So that's why I would start with Psychology Today. That's what I've done in the past for myself and other family members. They're an awesome resource. And then once you have that list, then I would go through like your questions and start figuring out what is it that I am looking for in a therapist? What are things that are important to me? Like the person that was saying earlier that, you know, they want to know who the person voted for, how do they feel about the halftime show? Those are all things that you can absolutely ask. The other thing that I would make sure that you do before you set up an appointment is do a phone consult. Most therapists will give you like a 15-minute free conversation, so you can make sure that they are a good fit before you get started. So I just wanted to share that information.
Thank you so much. Okay, go to the next guest.
Hello. Hi,
Hi.
Dan. Hi, everyone. So I'm an American and I moved abroad to Spain in 2015 during the whole election. And it's really been super eye-opening.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sorry about
Oh
that.
my
Sorry
God,
about
you're fine. Oh, so is that me?
Yeah, no, sorry about that. That's TikTok. Go ahead.
It's really eye-opening being an American and living abroad, because you kind of see, okay, this is how, you know, this country that I live in works. And then you finally get that kind of outsized perspective. And then, you know, then you always get the people asking you, what's going on in America? And you just kind of have to sit there and be like, listen, I do not know. Like, I don't know. And unfortunately, right now, kind of what the previous guest has been saying, it's been a lot of kind of conservative and right-wing movement right now. I don't know if you heard, but we have a MAGA coming here and make Europe great again. So
I
that's
have heard of that. It's
yeah,
wild.
it's wild. And I want to say last year, I believe in Madrid, there was a my little mustache man salute parade in Madrid. So it's definitely been kicking up, which is scary. And especially here in Spain, they're kind of anti migrants right now, especially the ones that come from Africa. And me being a Black American, the first question to me is, are you from Africa? And then when I say no, they're like, oh, then you're fine. You're one of the good ones.
Oof.
And I'm like, no, I'm an immigrant just as much as they are, you know? But here's another thing too that I've learned. If you're from, for example, England or America or Australia, we are called expats, right? We're not immigrants. So we're already kind of on that higher playing field than quote unquote migrants coming into Europe. And it's just really scary that, like, okay, I tried to escape it in America and now it's like following me here. So yeah, the AFD, yep, toothpick, yep. It's scary because there is a difference, but there isn't. Like and then here in Spain you have something called Vox in Spain, VOX, and they are very like women belong in kitchen type of stuff, like no voting rights for women, and they're kicking up steam too. And it's just like I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to, stay positive when all this stuff is just raining down on us. Right, left, up, down. It's really scary.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
No, I was just gonna say it's definitely understandable that you would be frustrated, feeling like you tried to move away from this, and yet here it is again, and you're having to deal with it. Do you have like a good community where you are?
Yeah, so a lot of my friends here are Spanish. I do have a couple friends from America that I made, and some British and Irish people, but mostly they're Spanish, and they don't understand either. And with Spain, we have they just got out of Franco, not just, but it's very recent. So they're a lot of people are freaked out, especially the older generation, because they're still alive. They dealt with Franco. So
Yeah,
it's just
it's frustrating. I was gonna say when you said you moved in 2015, I was like, damn, you got out while the going was good. But
but
now,
it was good. It was great. It was great. And then it just kind of, roller coaster and right now.
yeah,
Yep. Yeah. So I just want to say thank you, Dan and Ma'am. You guys are doing amazing. I'm going to join the Discord. Um, if anyone has any questions about how to move to Spain, I would love to help you. And right now is not the best time. Unemployment rate is very, very high. I'm not gonna lie to you. But if anyone has any questions, let me know. I'm here for everyone and anyone. And yes, stay positive, you guys. I know it can be hard, but we're all in this together. We have to support each other and have each other's backs. So
And
thank
Becca,
you.
before you go, I just wanted to say, like, if you need help finding resources for activism where you are, I
Yeah.
know you're like literally across an ocean from
Yeah.
us, but I'm always a DM away, and I'm happy to help you
Oh,
look
thank you.
for
I actually did
resources.
during the pandemic we did a BLM movement here, and we did a whole like protest, and we marched the street, so it was really, really fun to be a part of that. And so yes, so thank you. I'm definitely going to message you guys, and thank you so much for all the love, everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank
thank
you
you
for
so much.
coming
Thank
up.
you.
All right, gonna go to the next guest here. Hello.
Hello. Hey.
Hi.
Um, I'm driving, but I wanted to say, I don't know. Are we still following the TikTok rules? I assume.
We are. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Come back. Park your car and come back.
What's up, Dan?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Sorry, I have an echo. Or is it
Hmm?
on my side?
Wait, I'm sorry?
Sorry, I thought I had an echo.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
I'm glad you're doing this tonight. This is a good check-in,
Hmm.
especially after the Steve from Blue's Clues video this morning. I don't know if anybody else saw that. But
No.
he's been doing like monthly check-ins with us, and just like he just like sits there and he's like listening to us like back in the day.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I don't really have anything. I've been trying to get in contact with you about a gift that I would like to send you, but we can talk about that later.
Where did you message me?
I'll message you on Discord and both of your TikToks.
You messaged me on Discord. Okay, hold on.
If you can't get a hold of Dan, message me and I'll make sure he gets the message.
That was my next. That was my next spot.
Well, all right. So TikTok is tough, but you messaged me on Discord and I didn't see it. Let me see.
You probably opened it and then forgot that you opened it.
I mean, I suppose that's possible. Okay, I will take a look. Sorry about that.
Not a problem. Not a problem. You're good. You're good. I just wanted to make sure you got that. But I'm okay. I'm in a fugue state, so to speak. There's a mixed company around, so I can't exactly say a whole lot. But there's somebody that lives with me that does not also live with in reality. And the conversation I had was, I'm going to show you some source. I'm going to show you some sources, and he's like, I don't really want to see that. I'm not going to believe it. So sorry, my daughter wants to see me. I'll drop. I'm sorry.
You're totally fine.
I'll talk to you later.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
For those that aren't able to talk right now, you can always utilize the Discord. We do have the vent session or vent sesh channel, and we also have a Spoonies thread within that. So people that have like, chronic illness, there's a special little thread just for vents related to chronic illness. And Crew 16, I promise I will verify you as soon as I'm done with the live. It's very hard to verify people's tickets while also modding.
What's up, Dan?
Hi, how are you?
Hey, man, I really respect what you do, but hey, did you read that last chapter of One Piece?
Let me think about what happened to that. With there was a character reveal, right? An old guy?
Yeah, what do you think, bro?
It was cool, but I'm not doing spoilers, so.
No.
Sorry, y'all. We don't spoil One Piece here. Okay, going to the next guest.
Hi.
Hi.
I have never been on a live before, and I'm very nervous.
You're doing great already.
Sorry. How are you doing?
Doing okay. How about yourself?
Oh, what do they say? The horrors persist, but so do I. That's about it. Yeah, I'm. Oh man, this whole Trump thing could not have happened at a worse time for me. I just got approved for disability last year, finally, after fighting for 5 years and, you know, not working for 5 years. And I'm like, oh, yeah, finally, you know, get some money, help my husband out, all that good stuff. And now it's like, feels like it's all just slipping away.
Yeah.
No, it's tough.
It's frustrating, essentially being in limbo, not knowing if you're going to continue to receive your benefits or not, being just at the whim of someone that changes his mind mid-sentence. So I definitely feel your pain on that one.
Yeah, changes his mind more than he changes his diapers.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's rough. Mim, I've seen you in the chronic illness vent before. I've got issues from sorry, just various illnesses. I've got long COVID, all kinds of good stuff that's caused. And yeah, life just boy, it hits you.
It definitely does hit
It's
you.
tough.
Yeah, being somebody with chronic illness right now is a daily practice in mindfulness.
That is a nice way to put it. Very polite way to put it.
Yeah, that's the nicest way I can word it, right?
Right.
I think we're all, and I think this, you know, applies not just to the Spoonies, but to everybody, you know, we're all doing the best that we can right now, and that's going to look different for different people. There's a lot going on, and it's okay to not be okay. In whatever level and capacity that is, and it's okay to ask for help. So I'm very glad that you came up to talk. I'm so sorry that Trump is making things difficult with disability and the uncertainties right now. That's incredibly frustrating and completely unfair.
Yeah. And my I'm so sorry.
You do have nothing to be sorry for.
The other thing would be that my husband is Pakistani, and so we've got that extra, you know, bit looming over us that we're in a blue city, but we're in a red state, and it's, I don't know, it's just tough. When I saw the report when the first like immigrants were sent back to India, I had a panic attack that entire day because it's like, well, it's starting.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are experiencing panic attacks right now, or as I like to call them, the chest stabbies. Because that's what it feels like. It's like a little bitty,
yeah.
like, is this a problem, or is this
Was
not a problem?
Is this, yeah, am I doing the what is it? You know, I'm coming, Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you, or is it just, you know, just the anxiety?
Mm-hmm. What do you normally do for your anxiety attacks?
Cry. That's well, that's
Okay.
one. I do like breathing exercises, try to pet my cats, things like that. My husband works from home, so I'm really lucky that he's here pretty much all the time. So if I need to, I can just go in the other room and he's there. And he's a lot more
That's good.
level-headed, but he keeps his worries inside. You know, he's kind of doesn't want me to worry. So he, you know, keeps his own worries to himself.
Yeah.
And that's tough
What?
on him.
I for sure. And men are allowed to have feelings too. I know that's one of those things that MAGA doesn't believe in, among a multitude of other things. But
Men
you
don't
know,
have feelings, they
everybody,
just have anger.
right? No, untrue. Everybody has feelings, and it's okay to feel them. What breathing strategies do you find the most helpful for you? Because there may be people that are listening that maybe don't know how to get started with breathing strategies.
The one I do is I have a hand on my chest and a hand on my stomach. I lay down if I can. If I can't, it still works. And you only want to move your stomach when you breathe. You don't want your chest to rise, because that means you're doing deep breathing. And I breathe in for 4, I hold for 4, and I breathe out for 8. I know some people hold again after breathing out, but for some reason it makes me feel like I'm being smothered. But just, counting them as well seems to be part of it. It also seems to help me calm down. And I like the number 4. I don't know. I'm one of those people. But anyway, yeah, it's like counting and breathing and making sure that you're breathing in the right way really seems to help.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Oh, you're welcome. All crew, I'm glad it makes you feel safe.
Really appreciate you so much for coming out.
I was trying to get my orange cat to purr. He's right here, and he has the biggest purr in the world. And you all could use it tonight, but he's being a little grumpy guy.
Aw.
So I'm
Well,
sorry about that.
when you drop, you can always put your phone next to the cat and record it for us and then put it in the Discord. I'm sure everybody would love that.
I have plenty of videos. I'll drop one in there.
Oh,
that would be awesome.
All right. Thank you, folks, for letting me up, even though I really didn't have anything to say.
No,
sometimes
you've been great.
Sometimes just expressing whatever your brain verbally vomits in the moment. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Oh, there's kitties. Okay, I don't know how to drop, so I'll let you do that, but
I will
thank
take
you.
care of it. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
And you can always DM me in the Discord.
Thank you, ma'am.
Of course.
Thank you for the heart me.
Bear!
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
Better now that you're here.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm kind of on a mixed. Is that me?
So
I
all
heard
the
the-
guests keep hearing echoes. I don't hear the echo, but the guests
It's
do.
gone now. It may have been through Mim. Unfortunately, I don't know. I don't want to blame her for anything, but
Well, even when I'm muted, I can still hear you echoing, but I don't care because
Okay.
I love you, Bear. So you're
All
good.
right, thank you. I love you guys too. I'm kind of mixed right now. Part of me is just exhausted and sad and disheartened. The other part of me is fucking pissed off. Because Dan, like you were talking about earlier, and you had to cut yourself off. I also have a hard time talking about my mom without getting emotional because it's for a multitude of reasons. She has a chronic illness. She has pretty severe MS, multiple sclerosis. I always struggle with that second part. And I remember when the vaccine was coming out, I was, what was that, 2020, 2021? So I was a freshman and sophomore in college. And my mindset has changed a lot for politics and stuff since then. Thankfully, I was never super, super deep down any rabbit hole. But I remember when I first heard about the vaccine, I was just like, I'm I'm a little ashamed to admit at first I was like a little skeptical because like I'm young, I'm healthy. It seems a little it's just very rushed. And then my dad sat me down and explained to me everything and showed me stuff and explained to me how me not doing it would first of all he didn't give me a choice, which I'm glad he did because it was stupid of me to have any hesitancy. And it's kind of hard for me to admit it since I've come so far, but I feel like it's good to talk about it. And he sat me down and said, "Look," and he showed me a bunch of stuff, and he also said, "You're getting it whether you like it or not, because you not getting it would put your mother at risk." And that's all I needed to hear, because I have 2 older sisters. I'm the only son, and me and my mom I'm the youngest also, so I'm definitely a little spoiled in the baby. but me and my mom have always been extremely close. And a funny thing I just say is I'm not a naturally aggressive person, but I am a big guy, and I played rugby in high school. And so to get myself angry and ready to go and ready to hit people, I would think about someone hurting my mom. And that kind of perfectly describes, because like I kind of missed it earlier when Dan was saying, I think you alluded to if someone had given your mom COVID and something bad had happened, you would be serving a sentence. Is that right?
Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah. So if anybody, and this go like not even with COVID or anything, if anybody ever did anything to my mom, like I'm not even trying to say this sound like a big tough guy. I'm just trying to get the point across and how important, how big of a mama's boy I am. And so I really related to you when you were talking about that. And I think that's the mark of a good son and a good person. Because yeah, it's just, yeah, there's nothing I wouldn't do for my mom. Like literally there's nothing I wouldn't do. And it's so frustrating for me because the still anti-vaxxers and the not to mention Trump making fun of disabled people and doing stuff to gut their resources. It's like it's infuriating. And I'm extremely, extremely, extremely lucky. My dad has worked his ass off his entire, and I'm not discounting it, but my dad's worked his ass off his entire life, and I'm extremely fortunate that he's in a position to provide for my mom and me, so we don't have to. We're not in a situation like the last. My heart goes out to the last guest. I really hope you make it through okay. But I'm so frustrated and infuriated and scared, and this is really making me realize how privileged I am because I'm a straight white dude. I come from a fortunate family, and I'm this terrified. So I genuinely cannot imagine what it's like for like the LGBTQ plus community, minorities, women, like my sisters. On my dad's side, I'm the only boy. I have 10 there's 10 girls and me on my dad's side, and so it's just I don't know. And it's so disheartening that in the year 2025, instead of actually focusing on helping people, we're just repealing shit and doing bullshit like naming the Gulf, making it the Gulf of America, and you want to name Greenland. Like, what the fuck are we doing, bro? Like, we have veterans and we have people dying in the streets that are homeless. We have disabled people who can't get what they need. We have an old lady who just died because she couldn't get her oxygen because of some bullshit that Trump did. Like and there's been rumblings that they're going to, hopefully it doesn't happen, but there's been rumblings that they're going to go after gay marriage. And so there are such bigger issues to worry about. And that's another thing, like with the abortion and just complicating women's healthcare in general. Like, what the fuck are we doing? It was fine where it was. And now you're doing this, they're passing all this bullshit. And my one thing that I have to get across to people that don't pay attention, it's not just about abortion. It's just complicating women's healthcare in general. And it's so infuriating to me that these people can't seem to realize these things are bad until something horrible happens to them. And I'm not going to sit here and wish horrible things on people, but I've come to the conclusion that if you voted for Trump, let me roll that previous statement back. If you voted for Trump, I do hope something bad happens to you so you learn. And even then, I'm sorry if that sounds rude, but like, what the fuck else do you need to see or need to realize or need to experience to actually see what's happening? And it's like, I just feel so bad for everybody because at the end of the day, I'll probably be fine through this 4 years. And it infuriates me that a lot of people I know, a lot of my friends, a lot of my cousins and family members, their mindset is, oh, well, it won't affect me too much, so I don't care. Or I'm not big in, like, one of my best friends, we talk about politics all the time. And he's like, well, I'm not big into it. I don't pay attention. Fucking pay attention, bro. Like, we're grown men now. We're not kids anymore. Like, this shit is important. And it's just, I'm so sick of this disconnect with people my age. They're saying, well, they're either Trumpers or they don't care enough to look into it. And that's a sign for I'm a Trump supporter. I'm just too scared to say it with my chest. And like it makes me so angry. Like, there is so much evidence that he doesn't give a flying fuck about you or anybody in your family, and yet you still are on your knees for him, saying yes. And the fact that they say, "Oh, daddy's home, daddy's back," like, what? These people are they're just weird. And I'm really going to try to do more and to use my my privilege and my point, just how fortunate I am to help other people. But like it just, I feel like a lot of us are just feeling so helpless right now, and I feel like it's partially validated because when you have the richest man in the world just doing whatever he wants, it's like, well, what the fuck can I do to do anything about it? And obviously, well, Dan, you've been kind of bringing up what we can do and stuff like that, and I really appreciate it. But like, I don't like. I'm sorry for stammering and saying I don't know so much, because I genuinely don't. Like, I and this might sound selfish, I wish at 22 years old that I didn't have to worry about the future democracy. I don't have to worry about my mom's well-being, my sister's well-being, my cousin's well-being, and my friends and the people I care about. Like, usually politics is about policy and little different things, and like, maybe that's not true. What I'm trying to get at is, it feels like before Trump, you could talk about politics and agree to disagree. Or I was always big on, you shouldn't let politics, you shouldn't, like, just because someone else likes Trump and you don't, or likes like whatever. If someone's on the other side of the aisle, you should be able to be friends with them. Now, fuck that. Like, if you're a Trump supporter at this point, you're voting and on the side of taking rights away from my mom and my sisters and genuinely good people. So fuck you. Like, and I can't imagine these people. That lady who came on, I felt horrible for her. She started crying because her mom said there's not a line. Like, I genuinely, I'm super grateful, and I'm just so glad my parents are educated and genuinely good people, and not scumbags who have put themselves in echo chambers and would rather hear some bullshit from an orange felon piece of literal human shit than seek the truth and self-reflect and maybe think, oh, well, maybe I was wrong. And I don't want to. I want other people to get up here and vent, because I know how cathartic it is. I know how it helps. It helps me a lot. So I'll get off. But I just
Before you do,
go ahead.
before
Yeah.
you do, Bear, I know you're still in the Discord, I believe,
Yeah. I really
unless
don't
you
use it a
left
lot, but
us.
I'm going to try to use it more going forward.
Well, I wanted to let you know, it sounds like you're feeling overwhelmed and helpless. Would that be a correct way of wording that?
Yeah, I kind of go in and out. Like, some days I feel just like right now, once I start talking about it, I just get more angry and angry.
Of
But
course, because you're spiraling yourself up, and that's, understandable considering what you're talking about. I just wanted to let you know, and anyone else that's listening, we did add a self roles channel. So you can actually go in and say, like, I'm in this region of the United States, and I'm interested in focusing at least first on this specific area of activism, right? You can, of course, select the entire country and select all of the areas, but to avoid overwhelm, you can absolutely niche down. But it's an opportunity for you to find ways of being active instead of feeling helpless. And we also have like a lot going on in the grassroots channel, and we're doing weekly meetings in the Discord to talk about what can we do and what are the issues that are pressing in different areas. So
yeah, I'll definitely look into that,
just as
because
an outlet.
before the last election, I did reach out to the Democrat like group in my town, and was looking into like helping, and I did help drive the elderly to the polls. So I have done a little bit, but I definitely want to get more involved because, like I said, I'm in a position where I'm able to do a lot more than I have been. So I really do want to at least try to help people that aren't as lucky as I am. So yeah, I appreciate that, man. I'll definitely look into it, and obviously, thanks as always. Shout out everybody. Yeah, I really hope you guys just hang in there and know that there are people that care and that not everyone is a spineless, greedy, hateful, just scumbag. So, thanks everyone for listening to me rant. I really appreciate it. It helps me more than you guys know, and I'm always free to talk to anyone. If anyone feels the same as I do, just shoot me a message or something. So, thanks, guys. Thanks, Dan. I really appreciate you letting me take probably like half an hour of your time.
You're fine.
But thanks, guys. Have a good night.
You as well, Bears. Thank you so much.
And Bear, you know that if we were worried about it, we would have interrupted you and told you to.
Yeah.
Move it along.
We got the wrap up music, you know.
Yeah, it's Dan's channel, but like you guys know, I could talk forever. So, but thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you as well.
Bye, Bear.
Hey, welcome up.
Hey, how are you guys?
Doing okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same vein as Bear there, but I'm in the same situation as the lady that you had a few persons before. That I'm the only blue person in my family. But as far as how I'm doing, I'm kind of doing okay through all this because I have ADHD, and so I feel like this is our time to shine, baby. You know, I feel like with this, I have a sense of purpose, and the only problem is I live secluded. I don't have, but probably 5 people within a 2-mile radius.
Can you turn off your notifications if possible?
Yeah. Hold on. All right, yeah, is that better?
Nope. You gotta tab out of the app. Tab out of the app and tab back in.
Yeah.
All right, talk.
All right,
I think you're good.
All right, talk.
Nope, I take it back. I take it back. You're not good. Tab out of the app and tab back in, like teacup. All right. Now you should be good. No. All right. I'm gonna kick you. Request back up. Sorry about that, chat.
He
Technical
tried so
difficulties.
hard.
I know. Technical difficulties.
All right. Oh yeah, I don't know why my phone's like unique like that, but every time I tap out, it does that.
No worries.
No, but like I was saying, I feel like this is our time to shine. This has given me like a purpose that I didn't have before. And like I was saying, I live pretty secluded, and so finding community with the people around me is tough, especially since I live in rural Texas and everybody else is, well, you can guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, with like specifically my mom, she told me something wild the other day, and I'm fairly certain I'm not going to talk to her anymore. She told me that I should thank billionaires. She said that I should thank billionaires because they provide jobs. I'm like,
Did you ask her what color was the sky in the world that she lived in?
yeah, no, that was just so wild because I feel like I feel like everybody used to know that corporations were evil.
It's like it's almost like a chicken and egg thing, except we know what came first. It's the only reason that these billionaires exist is because of us. So they should be thanking us, not the other way around. It's mind-boggling when people lick the boots of billionaires. I can't like that. That's something that I can't wrap my head around. It's like trying to imagine the universe before you were born. Like I can't even, my brain can't fathom thanking a billionaire.
It's like people used to hate when I was a kid. People used to hate when Walmart came to town because that means that they were going to eat up all the mom and pop shops.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's wild to me that, like, specifically with Walmart, that we can have these people that just bend the knee to these corporations and to these billionaires when Walmart is one of the biggest employers of people on food stamps. Walmart is one of the biggest employers of people on food stamps.
100%. We are subsidizing Walmart. Period. Our taxpayer dollars go to subsidizing Walmart's low wages.
Yeah, and like me, I work for a multi-billion-dollar hotel company, international company, and I'm on food stamps.
I'm sure that's incredibly frustrating.
No, yeah, it is. And, you know, what really got me, especially when talking to my mom about this particular subject, is she said, because I told her, kind of without telling her, that I was communist. I am communist now. I went all the way left. I still voted for Harris because there are some common sense communists that know that that's the furthest left we're going to get. But I kind of told her without telling her, and she said, "Oh, so you're jealous?" I said, "What? Jealous of who? Mom, if I ever become a billionaire, I want you to unalive me in the head. Because then I will have abandoned every every bit of empathy, humanity that I have."
Yeah. I have an uncle who back in like 2015 said that the older I get and the more money I make, the more conservative I'll get. And that has been the opposite of true. That is I don't know why he was under the impression that I would all of a sudden lose my empathy if I get a little bit older and start making a little bit more money. I don't know if that's just like a boomer mentality, but it's wild that they think that way.
Yeah, and what with Bear was saying earlier, I think with men who are on the left, particularly, a lot of us, it's this feeling of desperation, but it manifests itself as anger. At least that's the case with me. Because, like I said, I'm on food stamps. I'm not on much, but I absolutely need it. You know, and that's one of the things that could be on the chopping block. And I kind of had a scare, sort of, today because the money wasn't there and it's supposed to be loaded up today.
I know there were several of the different states that have had difficulties with their systems since they had that whole shutdown of the systems temporarily, and then they rebooted things, and so things are a little glitchy. And I know that that's probably, I can only imagine how frustrating and scary that must be. That uncertainty can't be comfortable.
Yeah, thankfully, when I contacted them, they said that it should be there tomorrow, but
Good.
we'll see.
Good. I'm glad they were able to clarify that for you.
But my mom, she seems to think that I don't have any ambition, and I do have ambition. It just doesn't revolve around money. Like I have ambition. My ambition is to ensure that every child in America doesn't starve to death. My ambition is that everybody who needs health insurance is able to have it. And I want to be
What
a
is,
thing that ensures that.
of course, what is it that she is defining as ambition? Has she expressed that to you, or do you have an idea of what it is that she's meaning?
Yeah, she said, continuing with the jealous conversation, she said, "Okay, maybe you're not jealous of billionaires, but you're jealous of me because I have a little money." They had like 100 acres of land that they just sold, so she does have like $500,000 now, and she thinks I'm jealous of her of that.
It sounds like she might be insecure about it herself and its projection. It sounds like she's telling you how she feels with what she's saying to you. Right? So, yes, she has a little bit of money from this land, but if she's comparing herself and you to billionaires, selling a piece of land is never going to compare to Elon Musk money, right? So while she might be saying that and making you feel bad, is because she's trying to level the playing field for herself. And while she's pushing you down, she thinks she's pulling herself up. And it's incredibly misplaced and unhelpful. And of course, it's only going to further the divide and not help your relationship whatsoever. But just know that.
And what's so weird to me is that, like, growing up, we had this family that we went to church with, that they were dirt poor. Like, they were so obviously dirt poor. They'd come to church in tattered clothing, and my mom would actually like make my dad mad and go and buy them groceries and things that they needed. So she has empathy.
Yeah.
Where did it
Yeah,
go?
it's honestly, it doesn't, I don't think that it's gone. I think that people are feeling lost on all sides right now. I mean, think about it this way. If you are a traditional Republican and now you're stuck with Trump, right? And you've even remotely been pushed into the MAGA pipeline, you have to either let yourself continue to be brainwashed or accept, like Dan always is trying to make people come to the light. And for some people it's harder than for others, right? Like, it doesn't mean that she doesn't love you. It doesn't mean that she is, unfortunately, it sounds like she hasn't done a lot of emotional work on herself. And as frustrating as that is, that doesn't mean that you are not worthy of love and respect and kindness.
Well, I appreciate that, but and no offense, but that's not that important to me at this stage in life.
Right, I understand. I'm just saying that while she might be being hurtful with her words, that doesn't mean that you don't deserve better, right? She's just not able to give that to you right now.
Well, like I said, I appreciate that, but getting that from her isn't what drives me.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you're able to recognize that your worth isn't tied to her opinions.
Yeah, appreciate that.
I really appreciate you coming up, man.
But can I join you guys' Discord? I would like to be involved in these protests and things.
Absolutely.
Of course.
The link is in my bio. If it doesn't open, press the little three dots and then press open in browser, and it should work.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and drop and let the next person up.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming up.
Appreciate it.
Okay, I have a bit of news chat. Subscribe to Reuters. That wasn't the news I was expecting. Wait, is it actually not going to let me read this? Hold on. TikTok returns on Apple, Google App Stores as Trump delays ban. Hold on, I got to get around the paywall. I'm sorry.
Thanks, Obama.
Thank you, Obama. Thank you, Fufu. 1 second, y'all. This is the infinite delay hack. Yeah, just keep delaying it until. Okay, you know what? Fuck the story. I can read it to you guys, but I can't. I don't know why I can't open it.
I have
TikTok.
concepts of a plan.
Thank you, Rose, for the paper crane. Wait, does this mean all the gifts are gonna start coming in? I appreciate y'all. Don't feel obligated just because you can doesn't mean you have to. But thank you. TikTok returned to the U.S. app stores of Apple and Google on Thursday as President Trump delayed its ban until April 5th.
Obama.
Thank you, Neely. Thank you, Ann, for the sub.
Thanks, Obama.
And assured the companies they would not be fined for distributing or maintaining the Chinese app. The popular short video app, used by 170 million Americans, started restoring its services weeks at. Thank you, Kimberly. Started restoring its services weeks after the app went dark, as Trump assured to revive its access prior to his inauguration. TikTok did not immediately respond to Reuters' request for comment. Trump's executive order last month delayed the ban of TikTok for 75 days, allowing ByteDance to continue its operations in the U.S. temporarily. Thank you for the chili peppers, Anna. Josh, thank you for the sub.
Thanks, Obama.
Susan, thank you so much for the It's a Match. Thank you so much, Susan.
Thanks, Obama.
Caffeine, thank you for the sub. Heather, thank you for the sub.
Thanks, Obama.
Man, this is like the floodgates are open. All right, I'll CapCut incoming. Oh yeah, CapCut was banned too, right? Obama. Thank you for the hand heart rose. The companies which run mobile application stores, blah blah blah, would not face penalties for keeping TikTok up and running. Okay. TikTok was the second most downloaded app in the U.S. with more than 52 million downloads in 2024. Wait.
Thanks, Obama.
Does anyone know what the first most downloaded app was?
Thanks, Obama.
Thank you, Ange. Thank you, Susan. And most importantly, thank you, Obama. Hold on. Oh, we're 2 away from the subwave. The subwave goal. We're probably going to hit that, right?
Obama.
Jada, thank you for the hand hearts.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jada. Thank you so much.
All the Obamas are back. That makes my heart happy.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I actually, now that I think about it, the lack of sounds might also be a reason for why I've been so down. It genuinely is a different vibe.
Thanks, Obama.
The emotes, thank you, Nuclear Mosquito.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. And I mean, it's been like such a... Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just reading Shui's comment. The flood of gifts is oddly making me feel warm inside.
I mean, one of the
Thanks,
biggest
Obama.
things about, you know, your live versus others is the fact that you have it so interactive. So it'll definitely be a boost.
Thank you.
Thanks, Obama.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Yura. Hold on, let me put up a little announcement. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Caffeine. Okay. I'm gonna give you guys a second to get it out of your systems.
Taking the geese.
Thanks, Obama.
Wicked Gore has missed that. I know he's missed that. Thank you so much. Thank you, crew. Dan, can't he just not enforce the ban? I don't know that he can. Theoretically.
Thanks, Obama.
No, I don't think he can not enforce the ban without legal backlash. Now, don't get me wrong. He doesn't seem to care what courts say about the stuff he does. But theoretically, maybe he can delay it indefinitely. Thank you, Carla, for the hearts. Thank you, Danielle. Because the reason he's able to delay it is if there's quote-unquote progress with the sale. But you could just lie and say, yeah, there's progress. So theoretically, he could delay it indefinitely.
Can I respond real quick to Joe Santana, who's...
Thank you, Cocktail.
Thanks, Obama.
He seems to think that my star profile picture means that I'm not a leftist. So I'd just like Joe Santana to maybe do a quick little Google what
Thanks,
the
Obama.
circle with the star in the middle means. Maybe that'll help him.
Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Susan.
I don't care about you. I just want your vote. I don't care.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you, crew, for the dino. That might be the first dino I have heard just for dino's sake in a long time. Or is that for me? I'll leave. Hold on, we'll do the vote.
No.
Okay. We're gonna bring up our next guest in a sec. Why is that? I almost said something. You guys were gonna clip out of context. Okay.
Good catch.
I'm getting better. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Leah. Won't let me resubscribe. It blames Apple. That's weird. Maybe you have to like X out of the app completely and come back in. I won't say anything funny while you're gone. Was it a corn site? No. It was the caption was really big, and I was gonna say something about that. Okay, we could put that right there. Finally, I could resub. It was blaming Apple for me too until today. Thank you for whoever sold those glasses.
Thanks, Obama.
Sarah and crew, thank you. Antoine, thank you. Thank you all so much. Damn, you know what? We didn't really start going live on YouTube and TikTok. On YouTube and Twitch until after like it was out of the App Store. So this is the first time they're hearing
Obama.
this many sounds. Thank you, Leah, for the sub.
Obama.
Thank you, Mac, for the hand heart. It still says unavailable for me, but it does let me do it anyways.
2 away from the sub goal. Oh, 1 away from the sub goal.
No, I think we hit it.
Everybody
We
missed
hit the first sub goal, right? Did you guys get? You guys should have gotten a new. Okay, hold on. First of all, we have to change our sub goal, like our major sub goal. But the sub wave, I think you guys should have gotten like a exclusive emote for the first sub wave. You did?
The second wave.
Yeah, this is the second wave.
Oh, okay, I apologize. I missed the first.
No, you're totally fine. I missed it too. I missed it until just now that you reminded me. Thank you for the bubblegum, Anthony. I do need to change the goal, and I don't even remember how to do it. It's been so long. Thank you, Coffee. Damn. So the old goal was 475, and we're currently at 130. That's how many subs we lost during the ban. What's going on?
Depressing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Abobo.
Thanks, Obama.
Thank you, Arizona Cat Lady.
Thanks, Obama.
Thank you, Kit. What's going on between Michelle and Barack? I have no idea. This is my first time hearing about that.
Thanks, Obama.
Thank you, Obama. Thank you, Opheliac. Okay, so we're gonna. Oh, it's not letting me change my goal, actually. I have to add a new goal. There we go. Okay, we're gonna do a goal of 150 for now.
Thanks, Obama.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Jada, for the team bracelets. Thank you, Manda. Start.
I'm just excited I'll be able to buy my coins through the app and won't have to open the stinking website every single time.
Thanks, Obama.
It is cheaper on the website, though, to be fair. Thank you, Susan.
It might be cheaper, but it's kind of a pain.
Yeah, I know. Rumors about divorce and him cheating with Jennifer Aniston? What? Hold on. Listen, I'm too much of a chismoso to ignore this.
Thanks, Obama.
Thank you, Sid, for the sub. Obama cheered while dining alone at DC restaurant. Okay, that's not it. Obama, Jennifer Aniston, affair rumors. This doesn't look like there's enough evidence.
It's probably a smear campaign on purpose to distract from what the Democrats are actually doing that's constructive. It's a pretty typical news outlet.
They're already running against the third term Obama because they know they're getting rid of the whichever amendment that is.
Oh yeah, I mean, in addition though, like it's a pretty typical news outlet tactic to try to smear the other side, to distract.
Wait, did Susan just hit me with the land the plane? Okay, we'll go to the next, guys. 22nd Amendment, thank you. Is that, Mim, that's your cat, right?
Yes, that's my husband's cat. She's
Okay.
calling for him.
No, it's totally fine. I just want to make sure it wasn't Walker. Or should we get Obama back? It was the Obama's that elevated the mood. I think so. I think it was. I'm in a better mood. Okay. Going to our next guest. Here we go. How do you make the stickers fly? Oh, those are the sub stickers. So if you're subbed, you just put them in chat and they fly out like that. Okay, actually, before we go to the next guest, really quick, shout out to Shui, JS, and Kit. Thank you so much for being the top 3 likers in the first 2.5 hours. Oh my god, it's been 2.5 hours. Time flies when you're venting. I never noticed that before with the stickers. When I switched to OBS, we didn't have it for like a month. We just brought it back like a few days ago. So it might not be your fault. Okay. There we go. Go on to the next guest. You're my first subscription on here. Thank you so much, Sarah. Dan, I'm making Alfredo. Quinn, this might be an unpopular opinion, but listen, I'll eat Alfredo, but I would never order it because I just prefer all the other sauces. Like vodka sauce, I prefer. Marinara sauce, I prefer. Bolognese, I prefer. Arrabbiata is really good. I'm taking my sub back. Them's fighting work. I know. I figured. Yeah, all the people that subbed are now regretting y'all are regretting your vote.
They're like, how do I unsubscribe? Before you pull the next person, we had somebody ask in the Discord, how do they apply for the little green name instead of being like the white name on Discord? So if you just send a screenshot to me or one of the other mods, we can go ahead and get that taken care of for you guys. But I figure if somebody's asking it there, somebody else is going to want to know as well.
Absolutely. And I will say, I guess I've never tried homemade Alfredo, so maybe, I'm just uninformed. And it'll blow my mind if someone makes me Alfredo. Who wants to make me Alfredo sauce? Sorry, I just wanted to up the engagement. We'll go to the next guest.
Thanks, Obama.
David,
Thanks, Obama.
Thank you for the
Thanks,
9 gifted
Thanks,
subs.
Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Obama.
Thank you so much, David, and welcome in the 9 new gifted members. I really appreciate you, David. For those that don't know, a lot of these sounds were converted into a usable file by David. Speaking of which, hold on. Thank you, David. Thank you for existing because you just reminded me that we have a couple new sounds to attach to gifts. We have
Turn like a pretzel.
That's good. That's good. And we have
Kiss Barack Obama's ass.
I don't know if we're using that one. I'm on the fence. This one's good.
Our country is being destroyed by stupid people.
The truest thing he's ever said.
Our country is being destroyed by stupid people.
Based. Add an Arnold Palmer quote. Oh my god.
Also, I'm gonna just go ahead and say real quick, hi Daisy.
I think I said hi to her before. I'll say hi again. Hi Daisy. Pretzel is awesome. Yeah, I like it. This will definitely come in handy.
Turn like a pretzel.
Definitely come in handy. We got some real pretzelers in these lives, in these debates. With the dino when we quit them.
No, get those lights off. Off.
Lily, thank you so much.
Thanks, Obama.
AZ Cat Lady, thank you for the sub. The gifted sub. All right, let's go to the next guest. My favorite is when he says Ron DeSanctimonious needs a personality transplant. Oh, that was good. Donald Trump really should have just taken the mantle of Joan Rivers rather than getting into politics. He would have done so well. He's so sassy. It's really unfortunate that he chose to like become a dictator and all that. All right, going to the next guest here. Chat, we are currently at 1738 team members. I don't know who knows about Fetty Wap, but 1738. Anyway, sorry. That's some brain rot. That's some deep brain rot. Okay, guess not connecting. We're going to the next guest.
I sent you a message.
Ooh. Okay, got it. Hey, welcome up.
Hey, Dan. How's it going?
Going
So,
right.
since it's mental health check-in night, the thing that's been disturbing me the most, which has been disturbing me for like 10 plus years now, is the decline of media literacy. The decline of media literacy in our society is becoming more and more disturbing every day. The amount of like just shock politics that we see reposted by people daily, with like giving it 0 second thought, is just like becoming more and more alarming. Like, this is why we're in the position that we're in, because we apparently have lost the ability to have any kind of critical thinking or, understanding of like what a primary source is, or, like what a biased website looks like and what it doesn't look like. And, it's alarming to me. Like I've learned about these things, like most people did in high school, and I don't understand what's gone wrong. That we're at the point now where we can't discern, like
Thanks, Obama.
how we discern.
Thanks, Obama.
Thank you, Sweet Pea, and thank you, Squeaky. We hit the sub goal. Thank you all so much. Thank you all. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Josh. It is very alarming.
Like, there's a funny example that I heard somebody use recently. I don't know if you've ever heard of the bat and the ball cognitive bias example, but if you ask somebody, hey, a bat costs $1, or sorry, a bat and a ball costs $1.10. The bat costs $1 more than the ball.
Yeah. Yep.
What is the cost of the ball? And it's great because, I even, when I first heard that, I got it wrong. But to use that as an example of like, yes, we are all prone to cognitive bias, and like, I think that people just need to understand like that. Yes, you can be duped, like us included, but like the amount of people that are just like reposting these insane Doge claims and without giving it a second thought, and just like I see, like when I talk to MAGA around me, and they're just like, they're thinking he's doing such a great job because just look at all these insane things, and it's like, why are we at the point where like you guys aren't even questioning these insane things? What happened?
Yeah.
But
Nate K said 5
anyways,
cents. Talking about the
yeah, it is 5 cents. That is the correct answer.
Yeah. But that's not the usually the instinct is not to say the 5 cents. But
Right. It's
yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. The repeal of the fairness doctrine. Yep, that's a big part of it.
Yeah. Well, I think the bat and the ball example is really good because it shows how we rely on intuition right away instead of like calculated understanding of what the reality is. Sure, I can repeat it. And sorry, I'm a fast talker. I'll slow it down. So the idea is you have a bat and you have a ball, and together the total cost of those is $1.10. Now, we also know that the I want to make sure I get this right. The bat costs $1 more than the ball. And so most people immediately assume that the ball costs 10 cents, right? Because they take 110, they subtract 1, they get 10 cents. But given the information that we have, that can't be true. Because if the ball was 10 cents and the bat was $1, then that would be $1.10 for the bat. And we've already defined the ball as being 10 cents. So $1.10 plus 10 would be $1.20. So that can't be true. But it got me too. Like, it gets most people, like intelligent people too. And it's okay. Like, that's the thing I think that is difficult is like people are not okay with being wrong about things. And when I see, like, I talk to people about these claims from Doge or whatever, and I ask them, hey, like, where did you read this? And it's like, okay, it's on Breitbart. Okay, well, let's look at the Breitbart website. What does Breitbart say? Where did they get this information from? And then they immediately just want to stop and yell at that point. And it's like, what happened to our society where we're no longer interested in like finding the actual truth? Because as soon as that truth is questioned, even from where you wanted to hear it from, the answer is anger. And that's like such an existential crisis to me. Because if we can just like push back any kind of truth and just accept things because we want to hear them, and we've lost the ability to reason and look at what is truth and what makes things truth and what a primary source is, this is how you descend into where we are now.
Yeah. 100%. And it almost feels like we're in a post-truth world.
Yeah, it does. And it hits me personally because, like, I have a son with severe autism. The nomination of RFK today is beyond disturbing for multiple reasons, obviously. But when I have a mother-in-law who accused me and my wife at some point of us getting him vaccinated when he was a child, having caused his autism, and she knows of the difficulties that brings upon not just him, but our family in general. It personally hurts. So, like, when we give these people positions of power to this level, it is not just like damaging to, like, it's personally damaging to me and my family. And it's like, I'm trying to do the right thing based off of science and protect my kids by doing what has been proven to work. And you're going to go off of something that you read online without checking the validity of it and claim that I did something to do the opposite of what I was trying to do, which was to protect the health and safety of my son. Like, I don't know. It's only getting worse.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you already know this, but you're doing the right thing and you're on the right track and you made the right decisions to get your child vaccinated. And, as somebody else who also has autism, I feel you, I see you, you're not alone. It's a super uncomfy time.
Yeah. But
also,
anyways, I'll go ahead and drop it on.
The bat and the ball scenario, as somebody who has dyscalculia, I didn't like that one.
I didn't like it either. And that's the point, I think, too, is that I didn't like it because it didn't make sense to me on, I think I'm pretty analytical. I presented this question and the actual answer is not what I can figure out in my head. And I had to sit down on paper and really write it out, like in an algebraic form and solve for it. And I had to ask AI, like, what am I doing wrong here? I'm calculating this wrong. What information am I missing? But you know what? I found out the reality in the end because I was presented the facts and I realized that the way that I got to the actual truth was wrong. What I was doing was wrong, but here's how you get to the actual truth. And it was uncomfortable because it called me out on something that sounds simple, but the reality of it is that just because something isn't simple doesn't mean that it is not the right thing.
Yeah, and I
Anyways,
think,
Dan,
the fact that sorry, my daughter came in, so I was trying to mute until she left the room. I think the fact that you were willing to recognize, that it wasn't as straightforward as you would like it to be, and you allowed yourself to sit with that discomfort is something that a lot of people really struggle with. So good on you for that.
And when we have these debates, right, and we talk to these people, and the people who are in the end able to at least come to some sort of an agreement are the people who are able to just sit in that discomfort that maybe they've been lied to. Maybe you have been lied to. And maybe the truth is actually this based off of looking at the real facts. And yeah, it is uncomfortable for you if that's what you've believed. If that's what you've truly believed is this false misinformation that's been presented to you, it is going to be very uncomfortable for you to sit in the truth of it.
No, for sure. And especially when, they're leading their lives based off of fear rather than trying to find the answer. They're too afraid to look into the answers. And so it's a lot easier to continue to hide and hope that your dear leader has your back.
Right. Anyways, Dan, I watch you quite a bit. I think you and Pickles are my favorite creators on this app by far. And thank you for all you do. That was my quick rant, and I'll go ahead and drop down.
I appreciate you so much for coming up. Thank you. I'm gonna bring up the next guest. I'm gonna take a step away. I just got some less than ideal news. Hey, Coffee.
Hi.
Hey, friend.
Hope you're okay.
Yeah, I'll be okay. Would it be all right if I took a step away? And
Yeah, absolutely.
thank you so much.
Hi, Mim.
Hello.
How are
Thanks,
you doing?
Obama.
Oh, I am. How are you?
I did not come up to complain at all.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to come up and thank you and Dan in chat and let you know that you all help center me in the madness. So I just wanted to remind everybody that we do have support in each other. So that's all I really wanted to come up and say. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And Coffee, I always love, I know she dropped, but I always love when she comes up to share like some research or
Thanks, Obama.
a news article that maybe we've missed. I appreciate the insight that she brings. Do you want me to grab somebody else, or you can?
Yeah, I want to bring somebody up that has a long rant, if possible.
Oh, cool. So that sounds good.
Hello.
Hi. Can you turn the music down, please?
Yeah, sorry, stepping out of the building right now. All right, is that better?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so
oh, Philly cheesesteak. Thank you so much for the sub.
Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Obama.
So kind of going back of where I left off, we're talking about like better understanding that phrase of "eat the rich," and especially this whole like when the Luigi Mangione stuff happened with that CEO. I remember like feeling shocked, of course, and in a way like kind of happy that it happened, but also felt very like conflicted about the action in itself at the time. I felt bad about the kid he left behind and his wife. And after this inauguration, all this stuff happening the past few weeks, just kind of realizing how much we're being manipulated and this game being rigged against us, where I finally truly understood why Luigi did what he did. And really for a long time, like I have always leaned left, Democratic liberal. But with these past few weeks, I feel like I've been in a different mindset. I've been changed. Where at this moment, I'm not being affected, by these policies, but like I might eventually. And a lot of my friends and people I know, like they're gonna get screwed over. I have very close people who are trans, women in my life that I love very much, and I want to protect them.
Of course.
Fuck. Sorry.
You are all good. If you need to take a second, you are totally fine.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
Everything that you're saying is completely reasonable. I don't think anybody could possibly disagree with what you're saying. Your feelings are totally valid, and your perspective is also equally valid.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like the more I'm taking part in this class consciousness that everyone's going through right now. Everyone's seeing how fucked everything is. How we're an underdeveloped country with the Gucci belt on. We're the U.S. the government and the propaganda like shows that we're the best country ever and everyone wants to be here. Blah blah. And they're intentionally not showing us how other countries are through censorship, and they want to push this narrative that this is the best place to be when it's not. I really want to be with a good place to live. And then when the whole red note thing happened, people were saying how and other parts of the world that they of course logically they have freedom too, and they can live life really well. And I don't want this country to deteriorate any more than it is. And we have the resources, we have the money. All these millions of dollars that go to weapons and the military, the police, tax breaks, and it's like, why do we have money for them, these billions of dollars, but you can't fucking take care of us? Why don't we have universal healthcare? Why don't we like if I were a politician, if I were a billionaire with lots of money, like I would be giving everyone a thriving wage. Like I know I'm going on right now, but okay, well, I don't know. I don't understand why these people in power want to just grab for more power and more money. Like, what does it do for you? Like why are you so drunk on this desire for it? Why aren't you helping your community?
For sure. It's very selfish and it's hard to watch.
Yeah. And oh man. And I'm like, I've never felt this before.
They're eating the dogs.
That's funny. Sorry.
You're good.
I'm just so ready for the U.S. version of the French Revolution to happen. Like and it feels weird in a way saying that out loud coming from me, since I'm a humanist and I'm a pacifist. I want to keep the peace. But like, if it's time to fight for our lives, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready to join whatever protest, whatever fights, even if it's physical, to happen. Like, there's more of us than there are of them. Like, we have the capacity to, when the shit hits the fan, like, to take back what's ours,
Yeah. it's a matter of figuring out how do we rally everybody together, and that's what we're working on. It's just
Yeah.
some people are taking a little bit longer than others, and
Yeah, no, I feel you.
I feel you.
Yeah. I really want to, like, this year compared to past years that I've been just kind of taking a backseat and like letting things see how they play out. I want to be able to help organize. I want to help get things moving to take action. And I know things are happening now, like the lawsuits against Trump and Musk and all these things are really good news. I'm really glad that's happening, and we should do more. But yeah, those are my thoughts that I've been keeping up for a while.
No, I mean, like I said, everything that you're saying and feeling is completely valid. And I think that, even just reading chat, there's a lot of people that are having the exact same thoughts and feelings that you are. Remind me, are you in the Discord already?
No, I'm not. I was the first time hearing about it in the chat. So
Okay, yeah. So, like I said earlier, we do have like our activism stuff going on in the Discord, and we would love to have your energy and enthusiasm for activism come join us. That would be awesome.
yeah, that'd be great. I'll definitely check it out. And thank you, Shauna the Blurred, for that sound effect. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know if anyone wants to chime in about this topic, but if you want to ask any questions or your thoughts about what I just said, I'd love to hear it.
Well, I think we're kind of just doing like one-on-one right now.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, Coffee is sharing some links in the chat as well. Like generalstrikeus.com and also mobilized.us as good resources. Thank you, Coffee, as always.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me here. This is like my second time on a live, so not sure how all
You
this
did
works.
amazing.
But,
I didn't know. You
yeah.
seemed very cool and collected.
Appreciate it.
No, you did great. And seriously, like, I would love to have you join the Discord. We're always talking about something. There's both stressful news and comedy and venting. All of the emotions are present in the Discord. So
Good. I'm happy to join the energy and help out.
awesome.
All right. Thank you so much.
Of course. Have a good night. Do you know how to get down, or do you need me to tell you?
I would need some help, please. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Have a good night.
You too. Take care.
Hi, Annie.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I don't know where he was, but it sounded a lot more exciting than where
I know. I'm like, man, you've got like some nice music. It's got like a whole vibe going on.
Thursday night shindig of some kind. Anyways, so I get very anxious talking on lives. So if I sound anxious, I apologize, I guess.
No, you're totally good. Do not need to apologize for your feelings to me at all. You're totally fine.
So I just did want to like kind of give a little news update about the TikTok thing. Because when this like the news has been breaking just like so fast and so furiously since since Trump got into office, that it's so hard to keep up. So I feel like I've just been constantly fighting a torrent of craziness, of like misinformation and disinformation. So I don't know. I think it helps to kind of whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
it's hard to feel swept up in the chaos of it, which is exactly what they're hoping for.
Yeah, it's not helping my anxiety, essentially.
It doesn't help anybody's.
Yeah, it's totally a strategy. It's what they're doing on purpose.
Yes.
I have been telling like everybody and anybody that will listen. There was a video that lots and lots of people shared last week from Ezra Klein from the New York Times, called "Don't Believe Him," and it's basically an explanation of that strategy. How Trump is just like flooding the airwaves with like stupid bullshit, and it keeps us spinning around trying to fight all this misinformation, and we can't focus on what matters, right? So I recommend I recommend everybody watch that video. Anyways, so the TikTok thing. So essentially all that happened is that Trump has directed Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, to send a letter to Google and Apple assuring them that they will not, that the Trump administration is not going to come after them for facilitating, having TikTok in the App Store and allowing, any of the monetization, I guess you would say, like.
Yeah, monetization. So he's allowing them to put it back in the stores without penalty.
Essentially. But there wasn't any kind of extension on the ban. He didn't sign another executive order. There's still no word about like an actual sale or, there's nothing happening really. So I got so excited because I was like, oh shit, something must have really happened. But again, he's basically just given Google and Apple, he gave him a pinky swear that he's not going to come after him. So I guess, I'll take it. I'm not going to argue with it, but.
Yeah. It's a step. Yeah, it's hard being in limbo. It's not very
Right?
comfortable.
And it really sucks. It sucks for all of us because we're all, it sucks, but it really sucks for creators and people that, are making an income wholly or partially from TikTok. It sucks. So I'm glad that people are going to be able to gift and do subscriptions. That's all. I kind of wanted to explain it to people because I already am seeing, I went through a bunch of other lives and just kind of spammed the chat live after live to say, hey, it's back in the App Store. And there was already a lot of confusion and stuff. So
yeah,
there's that. But I also had I'm sorry, I feel like I'm monologuing.
You're totally fine.
But I have a personal thing too. So I am applying for disability right now. And I don't know, if anybody who's applied for disability will know that they usually deny your first claim.
Right.
Which is I understand in some circumstances it might be hard. There are a lot of invisible disabilities. And that's totally, I don't mean to discount the reality of those disabilities. But in my case, I literally, I am an amputee. I lost my arm last year and I'm in pretty bad shape. All you need to do is take a glance at me and you'd be like, okay, approved. But they still denied my initial claim. So I'm going through the appeal process now. And I had really hoped to get this all finished before Trump came into office because I knew that when he came in, he was gonna just completely, decimate the system, which is what we've been seeing. And even though I knew that was gonna happen, I still didn't believe it. I was still a little bit in denial. But over the last week, so I got a letter last week saying, hey, you got to send me this stuff from a guy with a phone number and a fax number. I called the phone number yesterday and it goes to a voicemail. It doesn't even ring. It goes to a voicemail that's like, hey, this guy doesn't exist anymore. You can call this number. And it's the main social security number. So I call that. And the guy and I had to have like a weird, like coded conversation about the fact that basically he said to me, well, there's a lot of people that should be working that aren't right now. It's
Yeah,
like,
talking about people that have been
yes,
let go.
yeah, and like I'm sure this guy is getting like slammed with calls of people just like me, who are confused, who like don't know, don't know where they're supposed to send things or who to send them to. And I have like the ability to figure that stuff out. Like I'm able to do that, but there are people in the world who don't, who are old or confused or whatever, and they're just gonna like get lost in the sauce. It's scary.
It
I
is
mean,
quite overwhelming right now. I did want to mention there were a couple people in chat that were suggesting if you're able to reach out for a disability lawyer near you. I mean, considering you're an amputee,
yeah.
it might be clear cut enough that a lawyer might be, I can't, obviously, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a legal expert in any capacity, but there are lawyers that will do pro bono work.
No, I hear
So
you. And somebody's talking about calling my Congress member. That's actually Sarah McBride's actually my representative, which is my one thing that I can brag about. I feel very cool. But yeah, I mean, I'm working through the process. Like it's not really an issue. And I do actually have like a representative through my insurance company. It's just a matter of this happened yesterday with the phone call. And then today I went to the office because that's what the guy told me. Oh, just bring your stuff to like your local office. I go to the office, I'm sitting in the waiting room, and you take a little number like at the deli, and then you wait for them to call you. And I'm sitting there, and somebody comes out and they're like, hey, just like be aware that we're only scheduling appointments right now. Like if you're walking in to talk to somebody, you can't do that. You need to schedule an appointment. And it's never been like that before. Like it was definitely like a staffing thing. And I said to the woman next to me, I was just like, making small talk. And I said, oh man, I wish I had heard that half an hour ago when I walked in. I might have, called or done something different. And I said, that sucks. And she said, yeah, why is the wait so long? And I said, well, you know what's happening, right? Like they're firing a lot of people. And she said, well, good. They need to get rid of all these bums anyways. I'm like, lady, you just complained that the wait is too long because there's not enough people here. Now you're cheering for the fact that they're firing the people.
yeah,
Like,
the disconnect is wild.
it was crazy. And I was like, I don't think that's it. And she said, well, you're just uninformed. You need to be more informed. And at that point, I just said, lady, you don't know who I am. You don't know anything about what I do. And I guarantee you I know more about anything than you, which was not very kind. But at that point, I was like roaches for raid at that point. Like, I can't. Like, it's crazy. Like, I just don't even. Anyways, that's my vent.
A completely valid vent.
It's just scary. It's very scary. So, I mean, it's okay. I'm safe. I have a place. I'm with my family. Like, I'm not gonna, but it's like, god damn, like all the people who don't have that support system are just like effed. And it's terrible. So, anyways, that's my not very optimistic. I'm sorry, guys. It's kind of a bummer.
Well, I mean, but what you're saying is true, it's hard enough when you have a support system, and then to be somebody who doesn't have a support system, this is a really hard time. Like, this isn't easy stuff. This isn't normal stuff. That's why, I'm always trying to encourage people to join the Discord, to have some community so that, people can feel less alone. It's a lot.
I'm glad you mentioned this because I keep forgetting. So the Discord link is expired. Like the one
Yeah,
in
so sometimes it'll say that. It's actually not expired. It's just Discord being Discord.
Okay.
So if you copy the link, if you like press and hold so that it
Yeah.
copies the link, and then you enter it into a browser,
Yeah.
it'll load it just fine. But for whatever
Okay.
reason, when you try to do it from Linktree, it cannot compute,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
it breaks down.
I was trying copy and paste it, but I was copying and pasting it in the Discord. I'll try it in a browser.
Yeah, try posting it into a browser, and then it'll magically go, "Oh, you're trying to open Discord? Oh, here you go." So,
all right,
give that a try. If it still doesn't work, Annie, go ahead and you can DM me here into TikTok, and I'll help you with it. No problem.
All right, cool. Dan, I hope everything is okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, take care of yourself, okay?
I'll try. Thank you.
All right. You gotta drop me down though, because I don't know how to do it.
I got you.
Thank you. All right. Good night.
Okay, your turn. Mental health check.
I'll be okay. I do want to bring up who's been waiting for a really long time. Can you put in the chat if you've been waiting for a really long time? I'm sorry to who is the guest before Annie? I'm sorry I wasn't here to.
I believe it was Josh.
No, after Josh.
Oh, after Josh, but before Annie.
They were on with Annie.
I thought that was maybe I'm incorrect.
Well, either way, I'm sorry for not being around. I okay.
Do you have water?
Yeah.
Do you have a cat?
No.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, welcome up.
It's my husband literally just brought my food up. I'm so sorry. It was like the worst time you could have pulled me up.
No, you're totally fine.
Yeah, so it's been a little rough for me. I know I posted like in the Discord in the vent sesh, and I won't like try to go like too hard into it, but the being in limbo is honestly kind of killing me because like I have someone who's relatively close to me that like is trying to follow the like legal process for immigration, and so that's been hard, especially because essentially my mother was like, well, if it happens, like it's their fault. So that's really hard. And then the other thing too is like my job gets a lot of the funding. Like we're a private company, but we work with like SAMHSA, like the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Association. And so it's kind of hard because like with all these cuts, I don't know for how long I'm going to have a job because a lot of our contracts are through the federal government. And the hardest part about that is that because of my disability, this is like the first job I've been able to work normally, like pretty much my whole life because the company has been really great in accommodating me and they're a fantastic company. But I just kind of end up waiting and then I find out more information and I'm just like, I don't know where I'm gonna go from here, you know, like it's like I don't know where I'm sitting. And it's just a really heavy weight because half the time I'm like, I need to stay and like I need to advocate because even though like I'm in New York, I live in a very, very, very rural area. So there's like for instance, the local Stewart's shop like called the police on my mother-in-law because she's brown. Like that's the type of
I'm so sorry.
I actually reached out to them once and then found out from a third party that the district manager knew about it and he was like, yeah, we're aware of the situation. And so I called back because I gave him more time and I called back and they were like, yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, we can find out if she's still allowed there. And I was like, she was never even trespassed. Like, even the cops were like, why are we even here? So, and it's like really hard. So I'm just kind of sitting in this limbo and I don't know how everyone's kind of holding on. Because like I said, half the time I'm like, let's go, let's, you know, get out there. And then the other half of the time I'm like, I need to leave the country.
think a lot of people are wobbling on that fence at the moment. I don't think you are even remotely alone. And being somebody who has a lot of family in upstate New York, I know the areas that are more populated by cows than people, and the kinds of flags that they had up before the election. So sending you lots of love, because I recognize the types of communities you're talking about. I'm so sorry. That's really hard.
It's just, yeah, it's just, I mean, like I said, I put more, I don't want to like vent my whole life story because there's a lot more that like goes into it and stuff too, but it's really hard because like I don't have the support system that I wish I had. I mean, all three of my parents, because it's my mom, my stepdad, and my father, they're all like that. And I actually stopped talking to my father for a while, but I am trying to get my Greek citizenship, so I have to talk to him. And he's like just excusing every possible thing that's done. And he'll be like, well,
I
what's your
saw that.
problem? And I'm
I'm
like,
so
I don't,
sorry.
like, what do you mean? What's my problem? Like, are you blind? I feel like it's so obvious. And the worst part is he's like a history buff, and specifically World War II, and he like names everything after like the White Rose, and he like ran for local office. And it's just the absolute irony of the entire thing. I just, like, it's like crazy. It's like, what do you even do at that point? And it's just so frustrating too, because it's like I'm very worried about my trans friends. Like all of the issues that come up are all like very personal. You know what I'm saying? And like the worst part is like people are like, well, you're married and like you're fine. And I'm like, that should not be the validation
Thanks,
to be
Obama.
like, well, you're married, so you're fine.
Right. No, that's super gaslighty. And the thing is, like you're saying, there is not a single person in this country who is not going to either be targeted in some way by all of this or know somebody and love somebody that is targeted by all of this. Right. So what you're saying is completely accurate. And, like I've said to you in the Discord, and I'll say it again, the perspective that your dad has is extremely disconnected from reality, and you're gonna have to, you do what is best for you. You do what is best for you and love yourself, and the rest will follow.
Yeah,
And we are here for you, and found family is still family.
Yeah, and that's the hardest part is because like, trying to maintain a relationship with them despite all of this and like trying to educate them, and then you have like my mom saying like science doesn't exist and like all of my sources are liberal sources. Meanwhile, I'm like literally sending her stuff like from the Trump White House or like the Trump White House archives and she can like see it, and it just takes like 2 seconds of critical thinking. It's just how even. I mean, I'm so thankful that I'm in the Discord and that you guys are so supportive because it's really hard. I mean, I don't really get out very much because my disability has made me like a hermit, which sounds terrible, but it's very true. I like rarely I leave my house to go to work. I don't even like go to the grocery store very often. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Oh, I am all about that curbside, so I feel ya. I am hermiting it up with you from across the country.
I love it. I love it. It's just a mess, It's just a mess.
It is.
So I'm sorry, my event sesh was depressing.
First of all, you were not depressing. Second of all, everything that you said was, again, just like everybody else, has been completely valid. And third of all, do not apologize for being who you are and having feelings. We are glad that you are not a robot. It would be very boring to talk to a robot. So we accept you just as you are, and we wouldn't want you to be any different.
They, them energy. Yeah, actually, I'm a she, but, if I was a they, them, I'll take that as a compliment.
I just blocked them. I got time for that tonight.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, I do drive a Subaru, but I just find that hilarious at this point. But thanks for letting me come up. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of like meh. I was really nervous, and then I kind of
Nothing
got over
to
it.
be sorry about. Stop saying it.
I can't. It's who I am. I'm like
It's
sorry
okay.
for
So here's the
existing.
thing: is I can tell you not to say you're sorry, but then I'll go and do the exact same thing 3 minutes
Yeah.
later. So
Well, that's
you're
the
totally
hardest
good.
part. Usually, I'm in more of like a support role, but I know like it's just so difficult to try and be there for people, but then also like be to the point. I mean, I've come a really long way where like I'm actually able to like function, because I did lose like a good portion of like being able to function like a normal adult. Like my husband was essentially like my 24-hour nurse for a while. And I mean, even like my psychologist, he taught a class at a college on me, like in terms of like how medication had helped and all this other stuff, because the progress was that significant. So like I
It's
have to be
awesome that the
happy with where.
progress was. I was just gonna say it's
Yeah.
awesome that the progress was that significant. And as far as the husband taking care of everything, been there, done that. I feel
Yeah.
you.
And it's just like, to fight with something for so long, and then to feel like I like just got my life back, where I'm like, okay, I'm working a really good job and I'm working normal hours like a normal person, and I'm doing all of these things, and then all of a sudden we have just like the collapse of America in front of us. And it's kind of like
Yeah.
cool. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, well, I mean, I was in a good place for a while, but I don't know. I'm trying to advocate as much as I can, because I am a yapper, and uh I do speak my mind, especially with people who are around me. But again, the anxiety can be overwhelming at times. So
Yes, it can.
it's like a catch-22, because I'm like, I know I want to do something, but at the same time I'm like, am I going to actually do okay, or I'm going to have a panic attack 10 minutes later? And I think that's the hardest part about trying to speak up. And I mean, even just doing this live was kind of a challenge for myself. I requested like 3 times and then backed out, and I felt like an idiot
No,
because I
you
was
are
like, I want to
totally
come
good.
up. Because I'm like, I want to come up and talk, because I think it's good to talk about these things, and to especially like hosting a space like this where people can come and talk about these things. Because hearing someone's voice is, I think it can be a bit more personal than just, seeing it written on a screen. But
Absolutely.
it's still nerve-wracking.
Yes. The first couple of times, yeah. I mean, you feel like you're walking into like a big crowded room and like announcing your
Mhm.
perspective on something. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's totally understandable. Well, you
I've
did a great
mostly
job.
thanks. I mostly tried to keep politics out of stuff, but I'm trying to change that policy, because I feel like not speaking out about stuff is just as bad as speaking for the bad stuff.
Yeah, and to be fair, like existence is political, so
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Well, thank you for letting me hop up on the pedestal. I appreciate it. I will well, you can kick me, because I honestly don't know how to leave. I'm sorry.
Thank you so much for coming up. I really appreciate you. Have a good night.
Thanks, you too.
bye. Dan, I sent you a message. I don't know if you saw it or not.
I think I did. Hey, Antoine.
Hey, what's up, Dan?
How's it going?
Okay, I wanted to say, so I hop around on lives and I debate MAGA all the time. They're so cooked. It's so over for those guys. I'll go and I'll debate like Justin and like Millie, and they're those two specifically are really good at like misrepresenting facts and stuff. Luckily, I have my little community, Coy and Renyald. You might know Coy. You might know Renyald. In our little Discord, and we're always hopping around and debating those guys. And it's really frustrating seeing how these people will blatantly misrepresent facts, or like blatantly disregard that we are actually falling into an authoritarian state. And even some of them are like totally okay with it. And it's really unfortunate. I also wanted to say, I had told you earlier that went to go take my exam, I totally got 100. I aced that thing.
Yay!
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's I've also been like studying politics really heavily. I'm only 18, but I do plan on like running for some sort of office in the future after I finish graduate school. Because this is if we even have a country in a few years. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my piece. Thank you for having me up.
Of course. Thank you so much for coming up, and thank you for all your support over the
Absolutely.
month.
Yeah, I'm super broke, but I'm still gonna try and support you.
Listen, just you being in chat is all the support we need. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, have a nice night.
You as well.
Bye. And congratulations again on your test. That's awesome.
Chat, I'm gonna be wrapping up soon. If you're in the box, if one or two of you who've been waiting for a long time, if y'all can just let me know. We'll do this again. We'll do this again soon.
Hello?
Hey, welcome up.
Hello.
Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. How are y'all doing today?
Okay.
That's good. So long time listener and watcher. First time, I guess, live joiner. I'm gonna try not to ramble or have like an anxiety attack, by the way. But I just wanna know like what do we do going forward with the state of things? Like of course the chance to kind of fix this was to not have it happen in the first place. Um and I'm the kind of person that, I see a problem and I want to fix it. And this is like incredibly out of my control and kind of makes me spiral. But just what do we do as Americans, as people, to kind of make the best of things and hopefully have a country on the other side of all this?
God, that is not the question I wanted to get right now. So first thing,
I can ask something else if you want.
well, okay. So first thing, I am supposed to be shouting this out as much as possible. We have 2 special elections coming up in Florida, and while they are long shots, if we get people registered to vote, which is something that National Ground Game is working on right now. If you guys don't know, I think it's follow the TikTok account. Is it D does elections? Z does elections? 1 second. Z runs campaigns. The @ is at Z to the hill. Hold on. There's a lot you could do right now to try to win these special elections because while it is a long shot, it is the absolute strongest way to stop the end of or to stop what's happening right now. That being said, beyond that, I don't have a good answer. I know there's a lot of people in the community that have a better answer. I'm so sorry. I don't have a good answer for this right now.
So
It's okay. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say my response would be, the Olaf from Frozen answers, you control what you can, right? So, if you have a group of people that you can try to help educate on different areas in a constructive way, that's just a small little thing you can do. Activism, as far as, contacting your representatives, contacting media, telling media to do a better job, to ask harder questions, to fact check. If you're not already in the Discord, I apologize. I do not have every single Discord member's names memorized, so I apologize. But if you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. We've got lots of talks about activism going on in there. It's not all just, I mean, yes, protesting is fantastic and wonderful and necessary and all of the things. So is emailing your representatives, but there's so much more than just that that's available to us. And that's kind of what we try to work on each week when we do our little meetings in the Discord.
Okay. That sounds good. And I have a secondary quick question, if that's okay. I don't want to run you guys' time up.
You're good. Go ahead.
But I'm very left leaning. But in the past, in high school, I was the opposite. I was raised Republican. I was raised Christian. And I kind of fell into a bad crowd and was not nice to people, and I'm very ashamed of that. But I kind of had to come to my own moment of realization of like, wow, I'm a shit person, and like I need to be doing better. How can we help, people that might have, voted Trump or whatever the case is? How can we help them kind of come to a similar moment of realization? Because, uh, we got to share this country with everyone. We can't just like push everyone away. We're all in this. As much as I disagree with people, we kind of have to come together in some way. And I'm just not sure how to facilitate that kind of aha moment in other people.
I think the most important thing is to know who can have that aha moment and who can't, and not to waste um, your time and emotional labor on people that can't have that aha moment. So my biggest piece of advice to anyone trying to have these conversations in their regular life is to ask, is there something I can show you that would change your mind? And if they say no, cut that person out of your life. It's not worth it. I have a pinned video of a gentleman named Chris who he came up after we watched the Trump's first interview after he won the election, and I don't remember what the number was, but like it was an absurd number of lies, and we went through all of those lies together, and it had opened his eyes, but it was clear at the start that he came in with an open mind versus some people that just are too far gone, and I don't know that I can recommend trying to talk to everyone. It's not possible. Some people are too far gone. But I agree with you. We do have to share the country with these people. So yeah, do what you can, but don't burn yourself out trying to do it.
Okay. I understand. But
And as
yeah, sorry, go ahead, ma'am.
I was just going to add, as far as approaching them goes, finding commonality and figuring out what it is they're afraid of, what it is that they're so scared of that they're doubling down on this, and then approaching from a place of um, understanding on those fears, not necessarily validating, the actions of Trump and company, but validating their fears of their insecurities and then helping them to see the light after that, because you're not going to make any progress if they don't feel validated.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Yeah. Like I said, I don't want to rant because I kind of do that a lot. But yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate everything y'all do. Unfortunately, I don't know how to exit the live, so y'all probably have to kick
I'll
me.
take care of it. Thank you so much.
No problem. Love y'all.
Love you too.
It was nice to speak with you.
Nice to speak.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I shouldn't have said it so close to you dropping him.
You shouldn't have. Um, Guest isn't connecting.
Thanks, Obama.
Thank you. Please choose me for the sub. Does the cat need bread by any chance? Yeah. Occasionally. Black and brown swirly tabby. Guest not connecting. I think I'm gonna do one more guest.
I think that's completely reasonable. 28-pound cat. Holy jalapenos. That's a chunkers.
Thank you, Itzona. What's the V-Day thing again? We're doing a dating show for liberals, Democrats, aka principle havers, empathy enjoyers, brainstem users. Guess not
And if
connecting.
you're even remotely interested, please apply. We would love to have more people than we currently do. That would be awesome.
Shauna, thank you so much for the blooming ribbons. TT is telling you to go, Dan. Yeah, you're probably right. Where's the application Discord? Yes, it is in the general Discord. When is the Houston thing? April 6th, I think.
Thanks, Obama.
Aaron, thank you for the sub. Thank you so much. Lily, thank you for the hand heart. Damn, TikTok really is telling me to leave. Will it be around this time too? I just get out of the gym. So I go live at 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm maybe gonna start it at like 8 p.m. Eastern, assuming everything goes according to plan, something like that. You sound tired. Yeah. Okay, that might be the longest string of guests to not connect.
Are we gonna go live at the normal time?
I think so.
And then
But you know what?
Are you gonna try and
No promises, actually.
Okay.
Okay, listen. Who am I to refuse the universe's signs?
Yeah, the universe says you should go take some rest.
Yes, JC, we'll be explaining the rules and process tomorrow once we have a better idea of how many people we have. Remember yesterday you said you wanted us to raid? If you need some time today, would be good for that. Ooh, true. I mean, we don't have a lot of people, but we could raid somebody. Let's see who we got. Who we got in the chamber? Oh, let's raid Laney. I don't think we've ever... Rinyald? I don't know who Rinyald is.
Laney would be a good raid.
Yeah. Let me pull up.
I'm blowing out my damn throat.
Thank you, Rose, for the hearts. 1 second, y'all. 1 second.
Don't boo. Vote.
Thank you. I think I got the right person. Thank you, Rose, for the level up. Okay. Oh, let me end the YouTube. Well, I guess I can end them at the same time. All right. This is who we're going to be rating. That didn't make the words bigger. Mem, I'm going to drop you so I can pin it, if that's okay. Thank you
Okay.
so much for all your help.
Of course. Bye.
Bye. I'll meet you guys there for a couple minutes as well. Thank you, Ryle.
Thanks, Obama.
Adela, thank you so much for the sub. Ginger, thank you for the heart me. I just subscribed again through the app. But yeah, it's the subs are back today. Okay, love you all. I'll see you in Laney's chat for a bit. I hope you all have a great night. I'll see you all tomorrow. I can't wait. And oh, that goes for Twitch and YouTube as well. Have a good night, everybody.